They can see and hear you guys.
And we're live.
Hello,
You could have
hello.
done it. You could have done it with the syllables, Adam.
What is that?
I'm sorry.
Hey, everyone, welcome in. You're here for Conundrum Company.
Hi,
It's excited to have you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, look at that hype train. Thanks, guys. Wow. Wowie, zowie. Look at that.
Yeah.
Guys, before we start our D&D stuff that we do here at the that's what we do. We're going to
I don't have any of your...
announce things. Parker.
Announce things.
I'm here to talk about our schedule. So our monthly schedule can be found on our Instagram if you guys need any refreshers. But upcoming, we have Wednesday, October 20th, Ever's Changing Arena. It should be very, very fun. Then we're back with Off the Rails on Friday, Conundrum Company on Saturday. Then, yes, and then Sunday, I was looking at a date. Sunday, October 24th. October 24th is Cosplay Ground. We're not doing D&D. We're playing Kids on Brooms, and I'm GMing. It should be very, very fun.
It's going to be awesome.
And then, it's...
Motor brooms.
Woo! It's going to be a time. And then, Monday, October 25th is Highlight Heroes. There we go. Make sure to stay tuned. We're going to be announcing the date of our community event pretty soon, but you can join the cast of Conundrum Company for a special non-canonical playground adventure coming to us in November. Sean, are you okay?
These dice are so cold. I didn't realize that. Sorry,
What's up?
Go ahead. The metal dice are cold. Josh, yeah, I think you're
Josh, you're up.
Okay, Sean freezing himself with dice could not happen without our fantastic sponsors, the first of whom is...
It definitely could, but I do it better with them by...
Skull Splitter Dice! Skull Splitter Dice, guys, not only do they sponsor our shows, but they also sponsor a fantastic giveaway that you can get in on during the break. During the break, put in !win to get entered for a skull mug filled with approximately 100 dice. We will be drawing that on October 30th during Conundrum Company at the end of the month. Remember, followers get 1 entry, subscribers get 2. If you're going to subscribe beforehand, because it's not retroactive. And in the meantime, go check out our friends at Skull Splitter Dice. They have some fantastic products, and we highly recommend them. I talk so fast sometimes. Our second sponsor is Gooey Cube, the gooeyest of cube companies. Gooey Cube. Guys, if you don't have time to homebrew your own world, Gooey Cube does it for you. They have the world of Zyethel filled with all of this cool content, beautifully crafted for you guys. Check it out. The link is in chat. Of course, a huge shout out to our players and Tanner, or Mithril Warlock. Haha, I did it. Mithril Warlock. For helping get our Twiki set up. It's got a whole bunch of information on our campaigns. Go check it out. Recaps and such and whatnot. Sean, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm here to talk about 2 things. First up is our fan art contest for the Inktober month. If you have any art for either of the campaigns, Off the Rails or Conundrum Company, go ahead and submit those to askthelwelcomein@gmail.com for a chance to be entered in one of 2 gifts, which is going to be a fantastic bundle of Twee Smirch. Twee Smirch. Twee Smirch.
I kind of think that's cute.
Don't you
Don't
Smirch
smirch
my
the name
name.
of T-Smirch.
We
Also,
had the same
Twee Merch
joke.
legally.
But...
I know.
That's so bad.
Kill me, and that's in by October 27th is our cutoff day for that. Next up is, this one I'm going to do well because it's very important. Breast Cancer Awareness Month for the month of October is a very good charity. This month is the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, which is a fantastic organization that hopes to one day fund research that eradicates breast cancer globally, which that day can only come too soon. So if you can go ahead and support that fantastic charity, the link is right below our stream, a big donate button. Click on that. It'll take you right to the place you need to be to give whatever you can, and we'd very much appreciate any donations. Thank you very much. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh. Gunshots, and then any further announcements?
We love you.
Aw, thank you.
That's so sweet.
Hey, that means...
Time for a recap.
That means we're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons. My spacing and pausing between.
Hello?
Get it?
Did you
Hello?
catch it?
I
Did
have
you
a
catch
fly
it?
today.
Oh no! I enjoyed that it
Did you
happened
catch it,
in you
though?
saying spacing and pausing. You were like, my spacing. Just nothing. I was like,
Goodbye.
Pausing.
So we're off to a really good start. And that includes our fantastic recap that I wrote myself. So good. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hang on. Okay, go.
And we're live.
Within
You poor
just
man. Already last time.
5.
We
Are live.
rejoin. God damn it. Will this show ever start? We highly doubt it.
Put your answers in chat.
Waiting for him to mute all of us.
Oh boy.
Live.
Probably already did.
We rejoin our heroes deep in an underground cave. As the group delved deeper into Yuan-Ti's temple, they came across several Yuan-Ti. The party engaged in conflict with several of these figures, though one revealed themselves to be on the side of the rebels. Demi and Zahl dove into the raging whirlpool at the center of the temple and were dragged deeper into the cavern. Sunshine and Salvator remained behind, a moment, taking stock of the temple and assuring no stragglers were left behind. Zahl hit the surface of the massive underground pool first, in time to see a priestess throwing the final part of the Ostis anchor into the water. Demi followed suit as a strange angelic water figure manifested, attacking the two. Sunshine and Salvator arrived shortly after, and an intense battle followed suit. Our party came out victorious, defeating the strange water angel and retrieving the last piece of the anchor from within its form. As the last piece was fitted to the haft, the anchor fused together, though the strange smoky quartz scarring remained. The party settled in for a rest in the cave, using the secluded spot to tend to their wounds. The following morning, Zahl reached into the anchor using his healing magics in an attempt to remove the scarring. Instead, he found a presence that was becoming all too familiar. The voice of Seth spoke into his mind. There you are. The party now finds themselves waking in the cavern beneath the Sutslu swamp deep in the Medio jungle. It is Water Day, the 26th of Ready-Reet. The sound of roaring water echoes up the sound of roaring water echoes through the large cavernous space. And the day, my friends, is yours.
We level up.
Nope.
Damn, today is not our shot.
It usually works.
That is my favorite. That is my
We level
favorite
up.
speed reaction of Josh's I've ever. And we level up. Nope. That didn't happen.
He knows me too
Almost
well.
as good as your mom.
Your mom. Your mom.
Oh,
That was
boy.
very good.
We remain the same level.
You do, surprisingly.
We were
Good
reduced the
enough. I'll
level.
take it.
What?
Good enough.
I'll take what I can get.
Did Zahl share
Not yet.
that encounter with Seth? Gotcha.
No, it like literally just happened.
Yeah, because we're just waking up, right?
Oh, anyone have any strange dreams recently?
No.
I would not say that to any of you.
I had this dream that I was in fact a cloud.
Interesting.
That's it.
Who's the echo? Me or the echo?
I love that joke a lot. Sorry. I'll be quiet.
So, what exactly is the plan now?
Well, I may have just complicated things.
No. How? You were sleeping.
Well, for most
I
of it,
was going to say that I wasn't going to be surprised.
Wow, that's
Don't know why Salvatore seems so surprised.
You've all been motionless for 6 hours. How did you fuck things up while not moving?
It was my
called
cloud
meditating.
dream, wasn't it? Oh.
No. Well, I kind of attempted to get rid of like this black scarring on here, right? And how do I say this the proper way? Seth kind of did the thing where he talks in my head randomly and like steals the link, I think, to my mom, and was like, "There you are." So apparently he didn't know where I was until, well, now. So
Oh.
I don't know if he can track me. That's a thing
no.
now.
Anyone hear rocks? Or something?
The cave's going down, I
It's a
suppose.
click clack.
dice.
Who's that? Super paranoid.
Keep hearing this rattling sound anytime fate is involved.
Someone's changing my fate, and I hate
His
this.
divination. Sean, your
Oh, do you want your rolls?
divination rolls sound like
Yes, please. Actually,
his fate
wait.
things.
I need my pencil.
The divination. Yeah, your
You did it.
divination.
I
rolls
Look at the
just
sound
like
of
falling
6 divination rolls, guys. As a
It
dungeon
sounds
master,
great.
this is my nightmare.
You hear that?
Oh,
There's change on the
great.
horizon.
Holy shit! Oh, that's cocked.
I'm gonna write
14,
that down.
19,
Well, that's great.
18, 15, and 16. Wow, if I got a 13, that would be cool.
14, 19, 18, 15, 16?
Yep. And a 3.
Oh. Nice.
Those are some good ones.
Those are
Yeah,
some really
that
good
is-
ones.
Salvatore wakes up and's like, "It's gonna be a good day.
There's gonna be a lot
a
of
Bones Day,
succeeding.
everybody. It's a
Yeah.
Bones Day." I love that. Dog.
I get the joke.
Yeah, it's a good joke.
It's a good one.
Josh learned about it last night.
I was taught by my
I
cool
don't know
friends.
this joke if I'm being honest.
It's
so
the
proud
dog
of you.
where he stands him up and it's a Bones Day or it's a no Bones
It's his
Day.
13-year-old pug, and he judges whether or not it's going to be a good day on whether or not the pug will remain standing or fall back over.
It's a
Next
TikTok
level, I
account.
will
We'll send it.
literally have that
Thank
every
you.
morning.
It's very good. Anyway, for the audience as well. That's what we're talking about. Very cute dog.
Anyways, something
Does that-
happened. Yeah, we'll ignore it.
Does that change our intention to essentially destabilize the Amidio jungle? Are we doing something else now?
Oh no, I just don't know if we're being watched while we do it.
Oh.
We never know when we're being watched.
That's a solid point.
Except maybe, no, we
Well,
still don't.
actually-
Mordenkainen, but
Have I seen any sensors in the last few hours?
You have not
Josh?
in the last few hours.
That's so weird. Damn it. They doesn't know where we are.
No, no, he said, "I know." There you are. So like,
But he couldn't see me, so that's fine.
I sometimes think that you get excited. I get excited because I think that you've learned a little bit about, that. But okay. Well, so
so we don't know if he can find us. He may have seen you, and what is our next plan? What are we doing?
find my mom, I guess. Which
I think we know where.
Straight to the capital. Get Mech
Right.
back to the rebellion.
should
To
I
stabilize the government.
try to scry on my mom, possibly?
Has that ever gone well before?
No, but I have this, and I literally picked
Whatever.
it. I slide the anchor off my back a little bit.
Give it a try.
I have a kind of like big arrow now. Hopefully.
Literally, yeah.
I meant in the pointing direction, not as in like the bow direction.
I think it's more of a spear, but sure.
I mean, no, it was. I was trying to use like pointing arrow.
A giant
arrow
golden bow manifests and he
Never,
shoots
no,
the spear out.
don't do
Around
this.
it.
Don't do this. This is bad. This is the bad bit. Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna attempt to scry on my mom
Okay.
with the Ostis anchor,
You got your
The-
mirror, my boy.
full anchor. Yes, I do. Always have that mirror on lock.
All right. And you are using the anchor as an object, correct?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Sunshine would like watching him do this to hold protection from good and evil, and if it seems like something is going weird as he attempts to do this, they want to cast it on him. Just if something seems to be going weird.
Okay.
Can they like be ready to be like I have the silver for it.
And say the spell one more time you're wanting to cast. I apologize.
Protection from good and evil. Or evil and good. I can read.
I love it. Okay, yes. You can ready
Okay.
that action.
Thank you.
And if Zahl starts making noticeable cries for help or whatever, you determine. I'll let you determine that. You
Oh
can-
my god, he's twerking.
Oh no, protect him! Help!
Be gone, Satan.
Be gone, fucks!
Go away!
He's a man of God!
I was possessed by a thought.
So the
Someone give me the
DC
power of God and anime.
On his side.
What is happening to us today?
What
We've
kind
been
of show?
online for too
Okay.
long.
What's your spell DC, Adam?
My spell DC now is 20.
So high! I'm an idiot.
High above me. So
Zahl.
Mm-hmm.
You begin to feel yourself falling forwards into that mirror. A fairly familiar experience for you now, having cast this spell many times before. And as you do so, you feel your consciousness moving out across vast distances. Not sure exactly determined direction, so on and so forth, but you feel yourself shifting away from your corporeal form as you move across space in an instant. You find your conscience manifesting in an orb in a fairly darkly lit room. In the center of this room, there is a dais. And in the corners of the dais sit these braziers, which are lit. They are the only light source in this large room, and the room is quite large. The dais itself, at the top, is about 20 feet across, and the braziers sit on the corner of that. At the center of this dais, there's a statue of an angelic figure chained down to the stone. This figure is 20, 30 feet tall, kneeled atop that dais.
Is there... Does it look like anybody is in the vicinity of, like... Because I assume I'm focused in on the statue, right? Or is it like I'm just focused in on the room itself?
As you sit there watching,
Mm-hmm.
you sit for a moment. Nothing happens, just the silence. The statue is unmoving, but it is incredibly lifelike. And as you sit, roll a perception check for me.
What's my perception? 16.
16.
Very
Okay. You sit there for about 4 minutes. 5 minutes. 6 minutes. And then from back behind where your angle points downwards at this statue, you hear sort of creaking sound of a large door opening. And then you hear footfalls crossing over this open hall towards the dais. And coming into your vision, a humanoid figure, though slightly taller, moves forward, stepping up the stairs. This figure has these long coils of dark black hair that do fall back. Snakes, serpentine, each strand in and of itself. They're wearing this long golden robe that falls kind of in that very familiar aesthetic that you've seen on some of the priests and priestesses across the Amedio jungle thus far, though this figure, these robes are distinctly more innate and beautiful, and this figure carries themselves with a very, very regal air. And this figure walks up the stairs and looks at the statue, their hands clasped behind their back, and there's sort of a period of pause. They stand there for about a minute. And then they slowly turn. And as you turn for the first time, they see your face. And I want you to make one more insight check for me. Actually, make it an insight check.
Insight check? Okay. Oh, no. Insight. Oh, wait, I have advantage on insight. Haha! Still not that great. That's an 8.
Okay. It takes a moment. But as this figure turns, and you kind of see these very feminine features, and you're almost focused on the statue, but you do a double take and look back at this figure. And their physical appearance, beyond just more traditional Yuan-Ti traits, the coloring of her eyes, the shape of her jawline, the tone of her skin, the golden scaling. This is like looking into a mirror a slightly older mirror.
For myself? Or cool?
At least very close. And then the figure walks, stepping across the stone floors, out of the hall. And you hear the door close behind them.
Did they look up at where the sensor was?
They did not.
Or did they just turn around and kind of
They
look
just
out?
turned and paused and took in breath, and then exited the space.
I think at that point Zahl would pull himself out, and there definitely would be tears rolling down his face. That was a lot.
Are you all right?
I guess. Right. Well, I found her. I think. She was kind of a statue, if that makes sense. Like a very lifelike statue.
Yes. Sounds vaguely familiar. She's looking at Salvator.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, you were turned into a statue.
And
I
then
realized you probably
fell.
weren't conscious of it.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yes.
Ah,
Um,
I died, so I...
And then you crumpled, so.
Yes, I remember that part.
But it was
Yes.
lifelike.
there's another part to this.
Okay.
So while I was watching, there was a person who entered the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
They walked up, and long black hair, snakes on the end, that type of stuff. And they looked like an older version of me. Possibly.
You mean like similar, like Yuan-Ti in general, or?
Or maybe we teleport again.
Or,
Interesting.
No, I did it right.
I've
That
heard
could
this
work.
thing be called a non sequitur before, but that was such a prime example.
I believe the term is a causal loop.
Alright.
The horseshoe paradox, as it were.
Hooray! We have paradoxes now. Great.
I don't
Interesting.
know what that meant, but sure, I'll believe you. No, not possibly a sibling, but
Oh, not
uncomfortably,
you. Oh.
uncomfortably like a mirror but older.
Interesting.
So that's a thing.
How does
I-
that make you feel?
I mean, weird, because like, it's pretty strange if I gotta be honest. Especially because they have snakes in their hair and I don't, and I'm wondering what that means.
So have you
And,
ever
like,
grown your hair out?
No, I haven't. But I don't think
I'm
that's
just
how snakes
curious.
develop. I don't.
know.
Me neither. So like, that's a solid. I might have to grow my hair out now.
Listen,
But
it's just a question.
All in the name of science.
all in the name of science.
You never know until you try.
I might have to try now.
I've
but
never cut my hair.
I just.
Me neither.
Right. Salvatore, your hairstyle looks amazing always.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But
You know,
I just.
When you had it.
I don't.
I never had it.
I don't know about what this means, so that's interesting. But yeah, I think the capital's probably where we're gonna have to head.
Ooh,
Or
Mech.
another temple somewhere.
Yes.
I have an interesting question. Are there any tales of a lost Yuan-Ti prince?
Yes.
God damn it! God damn it! Literally, Zol's reaction instantly is "God damn it!" He just stands up, head against the wall, like, no.
Was it casually like 30 years ago?
Yes.
Literally,
What
Zal
is so
screaming.
funny? What's
Zal is
I am not
screaming in
understanding.
this.
There's There's this thing where
it-
he's. Yes.
Was it? That's such a wonderful. This is such a great. I can't wait to write the song. Is there? Was it like? So you said there were two heads of government.
The Empress and the Emperor.
Was it their kid?
Yes.
Do you ever have descriptions of that woman? Does she have long snakes for hair?
I believe so, yes, though I have never seen them.
Oh, this is.
You know, Griffins and Greyhawks.
She's not getting it at all.
Sometimes turns to Zahl and goes, "Your Highness," and bows.
Oh, stop! No, don't do that.
My
And I-
lady.
Oh,
Dream of being royalty, not actually thinking it's going to be real.
You are the...
yeah, pretty sure that's who I am.
No wonder. Oh my goodness, Sophia sent you away.
Yeah.
That bitch.
Well,
No, hey,
whoa.
whoa. Watch yourself.
beside yourself.
I'm sorry. Sophia stole you from your parents. No, yes, that's fine, probably.
His parents are evil.
You don't know that.
They sound like it.
There are
Hey,
no.
do
You
you,
have no
There are
idea
lots
what
of
they're
questions.
like.
they're xenophobic. I'm pretty sure they're evil.
But
That's not entirely. Sure, whatever. They're fine.
That's
evil.
pretty evil.
Then let's go kill your parents. I don't care. What are we doing?
What
My
was that?
parents, my mom, so
oh, right. So
Okay, we should think about this.
we,
What are the implications
there are
of finding the heir, Mech? What are the implications?
I did not even believe it to be true. I thought it was propaganda spun up. Their children were stolen by outsiders, Sophia. This was during the war.
Is this why
I-
they
I-
hate outsiders, or did they do that before?
No,
That
they're
was
just
much
racist,
older.
apparently.
Okay.
But that has been a part of the dogma for a long time.
Mech, you do you oh, this is weird to think about.
You look you are turning
Yeah.
a funny color.
Yeah, because this is very strange. It's a weird anyway,
Oh, I hate the imperial family.
that's fine. I probably do too.
Where did
might I ask, do they have any other children?
That's what I was gonna read my mind.
It is
One heir.
it is very difficult for our kind to procreate.
Mhm.
You have Zahl. You have an extraordinary opportunity.
Usurp the king by taking his throne.
Not even usurp, it's rightfully fucking yours once he's dead.
So we just kill some bad people and you
I
get a
become a
country?
king?
And then you change, I don't know, the political system. I don't know how kings change the way politics work, but surely you could do
There's
that.
a big problem, which is,
Mm-hmm.
and Mech, please feel free to correct me if I'm mistaken.
Okay.
Uh,
She looks so confused.
I'm too normal.
Uh,
I'm not.
Don't put yourself down.
Wait,
I don't.
also, what constitutes as normal? I don't think any of us constitute
You have
normal.
very good fashion sense.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You, Mech.
Listen,
you,
none of us ever
great.
said it was bad.
I know, but like,
Yes.
Look, none of us ever said it was bad.
Correct.
That's just a statement that I made.
Doing great.
but take over the throne. I guess that's the new plan.
Okay, so this really does read like something out of a story, right? Like, heir's stolen away and then comes back to, like, take the throne that is rightfully his, followed by the rebellion.
Hey, Demi,
Yes.
do you want the rights to the story so you can?
I already have them. Trust me, it's fine.
What? Okay.
It's for
Hey,
sure
real quick.
already know.
Hey, real quick. That's your repayment for helping me find the anchor. How about that? The
Oh,
rights to my
nice. I
story.
get the rights to your story.
That's pretty big in this situation. You could literally be like, I traveled with this man.
I will be the first person to sing
You
about
will
it.
be
But,
the very first person.
that is if we are successful and survive. What do you want to do? That's a lot to realize all at once.
Wow.
Did you ever think about who your parents might be?
I mean, I did, but like, it didn't really. I don't know. I just kind of was like, they're probably just normal folk, and maybe like when we found out about the rebellion, it was like maybe they're like rebellion people who were like, get a kid out of here, Sophie, please. But hearing that I'm royalty is interesting, to say the least. Do you, Mech? You said it was hard for our people to, well, have children. Well, no, it was procreate, but, but do you know if the king and queen or the emperor, that I have two terms, did they have a child, at least one?
Just the one that went missing, the you, I suppose.
Right. That's.
Right. May I ask, Mech, what sort of political structure is the rebellion looking to institute?
We had not gotten that far. It was...
I'm sorry?
Maybe you should.
Kind of.
We have been losing this fight for 30 years.
But you have to have known what you were fighting for at the beginning.
We were fighting alongside Sophia to dispose of Seth. I think the problem is far deeper ingrained than the leadership of our people. We are attached to this god in some way. And until that is gone, I don't think we are free of any of this. Does that...
So
I'm
this
also out of
magical-
my depth here.
Right. So are you saying
true.
the magical link that the elves created, or that you created in response to the elves with Seth, that link must be broken?
Allow me to just clarify on this. And she kind of sits down and is like, so the story goes, as we tell it, that we reached out to Seth as a force to help us fight against the elves. But during the process, we had elves who we thought were allies alongside us who interrupted the process. And depending on whom among our people you speak to, that is considered a gift or a curse. But whatever happened bound us to Seth.
Do you have any sort of historians or mages who might have more information than you do back with the rebellion? I cannot pronounce the island name.
Narsiban.
Thank you.
My adopted father, perhaps?
Could we speak to him?
He was the one who was killed, which is why I am in charge now. But we could try amongst the leadership of Narsiban, the contacts I told you about. They just are not... They're more mercantile than they are freedom fighters.
Okay.
Demi.
And none of them are mages or historians in any case
Yes.
to speak to about this.
There are magicians amongst our people.
Do you have the ability to do that smoke thing again? The one that showed us the visions of Sophia?
Right, yes. I do.
I mean,
What would you like me to look through the plane for?
we could find out possibly about this deal, and that Seth was, because you need an item, right?
Yes. Well, I don't. It needs to be a specific sort of thing that I'm looking for. It's like looking through a library of stories and songs, but like
Right.
spoken word.
So the link of the Yuan-Ti to Seth, I believe, is that
We
point
could
that Zahl is
look.
referring to.
Our blood. It's in all of our blood.
So you would need to name or describe a person, place, or object, essentially.
So that's not like a specific person.
I got
So like Yuan-Ti wouldn't like specify the origin of the Yuan, like you.
That's just a. Hold on, because it's.
Guess
got,
you
like,
could just
a really.
use Seth.
Yeah, it's got. I could just look for him. Yeah.
thought about it since.
I'm reading my spell again. I've only done it once.
I feel that on a spiritual level.
Yeah. So. So it is, yeah, person, place, or object. So I could look more into Seth specifically, or the temple where you think your mom is, or like it just depends what you want. Or, you know, like could look into the lost prince.
Oh.
If I'm describing a person.
True. I don't know what
Possible.
you would think. I'm going to be honest with all of you. I'm probably not the best person to make that choice.
I think you're the only person to make that choice.
All right.
I'm happy to do something for you, but I can't decide what you're looking for.
Right. I don't know which one do we think would be the best, because Seth is interesting.
Do you want to learn more about Seth? Do you want to learn more about yourself?
Yikes, that's a big question.
I can do this more than once. You just have to make sure I don't die.
What?
If we get into trouble today.
What?
I'm just saying it takes a bit out of me.
Oh.
But I can do this twice.
What do you mean? Oh, okay.
Twice today. So I can start with something, and then if you feel that you would like more answers,
Do you want to look into the prince?
you want me to look into...
Yeah.
Alright, sure. Mech, do you remember how the propaganda was? How it might have described this person?
They never
Or this event?
gave a name of the figure, just that the crown prince was stolen away by agents of Sophia.
Crown prince, that's...
Alright. Well, there's no harm in trying. I start pulling really expensive incense out of my bag.
And what is the name you are focusing on?
That's a great question, because it says name or describe a person, place, or thing.
Gotcha.
Person, place, or object. So I think what she's going to do is sit down and describe, Zahl.
Okay, I love it.
And just see, if there's any sort of, backlog of information, like a reverse search. You know what I mean?
You're going to go down the rabbit hole.
I want to, yeah, so she's essentially describing Zahl, not naming necessarily, that's not, she doesn't want to focus on the name because it might have been different. So she's trying to focus on, Zahl as a person and how to describe him, and then see if it, links up with any story or anything like that.
Okay.
Because I assume spoken word is important in this world, but who knows? In this jungle. Yeah.
That'll write stuff down.
So I will set a bunch of incense out, start burning that, and playing my little thumb piano with my ivory pieces.
As you begin to cast this spell situated on this altar in this cave deep beneath the swamps. Above you, there are the small drips of water, and then the roaring torrent from the center of the cave. You can see the roots of the trees from the swamp above puncturing the ceiling of the cave above you. As you begin to play this instrument, you see as the smoke begins to swirl outwards from you, this blue undulating smoke, originally this dark incense, changing color and density and beginning to form shapes. And you see Zahl standing there with a long coat padded with daggers, and he's walking backwards, and it begins to speed up, and it's him sitting on a tavern table with the three of you and Morton, and then you see it spinning backwards further, and it's Zahl and Gryrax.
Sunshine wasn't there either.
Sorry, you're
It's
right.
just Demi.
Two of you and Morton and Peach. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Sorry. As you spin backwards, you see Zahl standing on a street corner surrounded by 4 other young-looking men, and he's pretty bruised and beaten. Demi, it looks very Gryraxian to you as it continues to spin backwards and backwards. And Zahl, you see as segments, not your entire life, but portions of it, spool back as the spell reacts differently to the way that it's being focused on and cast. And it spins backwards and reverse, continuing down, down, down. And there are patches, spots where it misses. The last scene that is of your recollections, all, is you being taken in by this small, kind of hunched figure who looks worn and weathered and battered, some sort of fisherman or merchant, carrying this small, strange child swaddled in rags up to the orphanage that you recall. But again, it's in reverse.
So they're walking back from the orphanage.
Yeah, they're walking back with this child.
Those weird moments of
yeah,
they're scurrying backwards with the kid.
and it jumps again to the scene of features are difficult to distinguish. They are more figures constructed of smoke. There tends to be frame and form to them, but facial features are remiss. But you're quite certain, having followed the path of this, that this is your own life, so backwards. And it jumps to a scene. And you see a humanoid figure with long, flowing, snake-like strands of hair on a stone slab. And a multitude of figures stand around it, attendants busying and hushing them, or busying themselves back and forth. Again, this is all in reverse. And one of them is stepping forward with 2 figures in their arms. 2 small swaddled children. And they are stepping towards the figure on the stone table who has been C-sectioned. Trigger warning here for gore. And these 2 children are in reverse, removed via the C-section from this figure on the stone slab. And there's another figure standing close by, tall, regal, long, flowing robes. And as these children are returned, it would so seem in the way that this is playing out, the vision ends.
So I have a twin sibling now.
I feel like I
Constantine.
gave you more questions. I'm very sorry, and I will never be doing that for myself.
Today cannot get weird at all. I
Don't
shouldn't
say
say that. It's like 8 a.m.
We gotta go back to sleep if it's not gonna get weirder.
So, because
Sorry?
Buttondum, we saw Zahl getting adopted in Gryrax, and then it jumped straight to him being born.
He was,
There was
very,
nothing?
very small in Gryrax, and there was nothing
there-
in between.
Right. There's no vision of someone taking him, removing him.
There is not. And some of the jumps in this vision were seemingly years in distance. This was not a full playthrough. But they did all seem to be moments, defining moments in this figure's life. This
And
figure being Zahl.
kidnapped was
Sorry.
not a defining moment. You're good.
It's all good.
It also, the legend lore spell has a lot to do with like things that are talked about or stories that are told. So if like not that many people know about the event that happened, it's completely possible that it's just nobody
Right.
to
But
say
there is
The vision
propaganda
gave
being
you
told
what you got.
about a kidnapping.
Yeah.
Guys, the vision gave you what you
Yeah.
got.
Can I ask?
Yeah, no,
can I
I'm
ask one
I'm trying
question?
to reason. So
Can I ask one question for clarification's sake? In
Yes.
the vision? So it was like, it essentially looked like, I obviously don't know what they look like, but like a queen, like not angel mom giving birth, obviously. Making
There
sure
were
of that.
distinctly, it looked like quite similarly to the figure you saw.
Cool. That's what I wanted to make sure of. And then like another person was in the room that looked very regal. That's what you said, right?
Yes, a second figure.
Okay. Cool.
And there was
That's-
only with Mech said that there was only like one child
mentioned.
having been mentioned. Okay.
So there's this story being told, this propaganda that you were kidnapped. But that wasn't shown in this bardic retelling of your life.
Maybe you went.
Precisely.
Maybe I was given.
Precisely.
It's completely possible that you went. But if Yuan-Ti are so hard to like, if it's so hard to have, do you think they were trying to avoid the like two heirs to the throne thing?
Possibly.
How
but-
odd that now they would say they have no heir.
This is a weird speculation. There's no way we could have told if Zahl was born first, right?
I didn't. So the way
It
that it
didn't-
was, there were two kids taken out of the
Okay.
C-section.
That's what I-
So because it wasn't a traditional birth,
Fair.
it's a little tricky to
After
ascertain.
my brain being like, what's the order?
Yeah.
Another
Good
thing
questions
is-
all around. Sorry, guys.
Not good. The other thing is, that means that whoever my sibling is was, I guess, put in hiding, or which the other big thing to me that Sophia has always said one thing to me.
Hmm.
There is something I can't tell you because it will make you not like me, and I think it's this. I think it's. But it's not that I don't like her. Trust me, I still love her dearly. It's. I get it. Like these people are they're pretty.
Well,
No
we
offense.
also don't have
is
any
fine.
of. We don't have any of the information on why that would have happened or why there would only be reported one child. It's completely possible that you were given or taken, or they didn't want people to know that there were two. And then I think a very important question is what might have happened to your sibling.
Yeah. Well, I find it interesting that when I looked into my mom, they decided to show up. That's a choice. I mean, think about it. Why would you be in any way attracted to that room? Why would you want to be there? Why would you? Because it's not like they attacked the statue. They just looked at it.
Meg, what might be the public opinion? So was there is it possible that not both of the king and queen are evil? Are bad? Is it possible that maybe Sophia was doing your mother a favor?
We have been fighting against Zahl's family for 30 years. Sophia led the war against. I'm sorry, them. It is difficult to parse my own feelings on the matter against an
Fair.
army and the people who have slain people whom I love.
Yes.
Not all, I must say, not all of our people are bad. Most of us just live our lives.
So would you like me to try digested in the opposite order?
I don't think that's gonna change anything.
Can you do it on the other
I
one?
meant about the other one.
Oh.
Right? I could try and look for the other figure in that.
I
You
don't.
could describe them. It should
I
work.
mean, you're related by
Sure.
blood, obviously, so it would be.
How much
possible?
older did the person you see look? Did they look decades or roughly 3 months?
It was decades older.
That's
Decades
good.
older. So
A very
Possibly-
good question. You guys are full.
possibly
We're
like.
getting fucked.
Possibly
Also,
like
you are the younger sibling now.
Yeah.
God damn it, Sean!
Well, they look decades older, so possibly
Probably
parent
mother dearest.
or father dearest.
All right, so
So I haven't seen what my sibling looks like.
You probably already know them.
I doubt it.
I'm making
Anyway.
dramatic.
Salvatore,
Before,
I believe they're dramatic enough.
before we look for that, we should figure out what we're doing first, right?
Would you like that to inform the decision of what we're doing first, or
Well,
would you like to move in a specific direction? This is your life we're talking about. It's up to you.
Yes, but that's a lot to. Anyway, if we
Or we could take a moment
yeah, that'd probably be
if
the
you
best.
need
That'd
one.
probably be the best idea.
I will take another rest.
We woke up, it's too much.
Do we think it is wise to stay here when Seth said there you
Yes,
are?
that does. No.
Oh, you're right. We
Let
could...
him come.
Yeah, fuck you! You twat!
Who are you yelling at? Who are you yelling at right now?
Huh?
Who are you
Hey,
yelling
Seth.
at? Can you see him?
He saw you. Why can't he
No,
see
we're
me?
just
Fuck
yelling.
you, dude.
You just said he couldn't see you like maybe 20 minutes ago.
All right, I'll send him a sending.
No!
Fuck you, asshole.
You
I don't have.
You
I don't
asshole.
have. I just pretend to with prestidigitation.
Counting it out.
You're a shithead. I hate your guts. Fuck you. Come fight me.
Cucko.
This is Salvatore's version. Come fight me like a man.
But I'm not sending. Josh, I can't stress this now. I'm not sending a message. I don't want him to hear any of this.
Don't have it.
Can't stress you enough. Please,
I
please.
can't
please,
say
please.
that enough. I'm not sending it.
Gosh, I cannot stress enough. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
You don't want
Should we teleport to somewhere we can absolutely get to? Or
What's the fun in that? Let's go drop them off at home.
Yeah, we have to be careful about that, though.
right, because none of us can be seen there.
So,
Most of us can be seen there.
So,
what does that matter? They're
Sure.
going to get mad at us.
yes.
Yes.
I
No, they
think
send
the
word.
rock comes from a beach there, so perhaps. I don't know how the magic works, but
We'll go to the beach.
Okay.
Do your people usually
Go to
enjoy
the
the
beach,
beach?
yes.
Let's cook it away.
Well, we'll try it anyways.
Well,
You could describe to us
Oh,
as best you can where we're going, or give us your little
Oh,
Hello.
stone to help you, the object from there.
yes, Narciban. I nearly said marzipan. Narciban is
yum.
So good.
Solid choice.
beautiful. It sits upon a sort of inlet that reaches out into, I believe, what you call the Azure Sea. It is white, pristine beaches all around, with a ziggurat sitting in the central kind of point of the little peninsula. And then there is just jungle spreading out around. She kind of goes in talking about her home. Quite good detail
That
for you.
does sound lovely. And you said you had something from it that we could hold?
Yes. Who?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Salvador?
There you
Are
go.
you actually going to hold that thing?
Yes.
So So you've got the rock, you've got a description. So
Should be 100%.
Heck yeah.
I'm holding an item from that
Like
location.
associated
Lego.
object. Yep, you should be good to go.
Yes! That way, in case we have to go somewhere else, it's up to you. Bye! We zoom across the world.
You can tell if I'm more upset or if Demi's more upset. I don't know yet.
Sailing takes me away.
As the spell circle spins around in this familiar version of Salvator's teleportation, very different to Demi's. And you find the circle depositing you standing on a beautiful white sand beach. It is pristine. There's the gentle sound of rolling waves crashing against the coast directly around you. It is still fairly early in the morning, having gone to sleep quite late or early that day. It is the sun just peeking up over the horizon, I believe. Button, unless I'm wrong.
Pass without a trace.
Okay, everybody roll stealth.
I was gonna pass.
Thank God for pass without a trace. What's that, Adam? Sorry.
I was gonna cast invisibility on people soon.
If you, I will let you get that off with the pass without a trace.
Add
Who are you
End
invisibling?
of that.
Demi, Sunshine, Talvasaur. Do you want it the other way? I don't know which way.
No,
would
that's
work.
good. I can do it to myself.
Okay, Talvasaur.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Go
we
ahead
added
and
10 to what we added 10 to?
Yeah.
you get advantage for invisibility,
Invisibility is
and then
okay.
you've got a plus 10.
Invisibility plus 10.
Yeah.
Oh.
29.
Oh, wow.
Woo!
Ooh.
Already had it. So I didn't do it.
Oh.
16. Also
visible?
29.
Oh, yeah, you're Yuan-Ti.
29.
Gives a shit.
Yeah.
27 and a 28.
Woo!
Okay.
The Salva boys.
As
27.
Jesus, so all high 20s across the board with this group. As you touch down, there's this circle, and there is this brief moment where you all flash in and begin spellcasting immediately. And Demi and Sunshine, with your passive perceptions, you see sitting out on this long, like, sort of flat bed, kind of almost similar to the lizard folk catamarans you've seen. There is this vessel just sitting off the shore with several Yuan-Ti who appear to be fishing. Only one of them is looking directly at you. And as he turns to hit his friends, you all disappear, just leaving Mech standing there. And as he goes, and they turn to look, Mech just kind of, Mech and Zahl just kind of like, and this one Yuan-Ti you see at a distance kind of slaps the other one over the back of the head, and they go back to fishing.
Something
I
weird
think my
behind me.
favorite thing is that none of, like, when you're invisible, you can't see your friends that are also
I
invisible.
can.
I hate
You all look so
just see
foolish. What are you guys doing?
You guys are kicking up a ton of sand.
We're all doing this completely unaware that everyone else is doing.
Yeah. Fortunately, Pass Without a Trace is settling the sand immediately back down. It's weird, the like footprints fill themselves back in.
This weird gravity effect if you see sand coming up and slamming back down.
The beach is vibrating.
Well, all right then. Lead the way.
Okay, where are we going? Just outside of the town, or what is?
I don't know.
Are you staying with
Wherever.
me?
Wherever it's safe to stay would be probably the best.
Okay. And you can see her kind of like thinking through what she thinks is best. And
We get there in an hour.
yes, it is not far. And she kind of turns, and as you turn, you look kind of inland, and there's this beautiful row of palm trees that kind of bow out over the sand itself, casting a little bit of shade, and then immediately thick jungle. But up beyond this kind of grove of palm trees, there is this raised rock outcropping, and you see this towering ziggurat. And it's not like the ziggurats you saw in Ganath. A, architecturally, or B, in wear and tear. This thing is pristine, beautiful, immaculate, and coated in precious metals and materials all the way up as it towers several stories kind of over. Further off to the right, you can just see much larger sails of these catamaran-like ships that sit at a bay inlet that's kind of, you're on a peninsula itself. But you see Mech turn away from the inlet and begin to walk down the sandy beach towards the tree line.
Anything I need to know, Mac, before we get into a Yuan-Ti city? I've never been in one.
Your accent makes you stand out a lot.
Give me a second. And he's just gonna start trying to practice doing her accent as close as he can.
Make a performance check for me.
All right, cool.
To inspire you, but I'd lose my invisibility.
Fuck yeah! 22.
It's pretty accurate. The way that they enunciate is very different. As you look at this, there are certain words that just don't mean the same thing in this dialect, as you're speaking basically Dragonborn Draconic. But as you begin to kind of pick up, a lot of it's to do with tempo and where emphasis lands on the words. And as you adjust into that, it's not spot on, but you could likely pass for a different part of the Amedio jungle, as this empire is also massive and extensive. She goes, that is pretty good. You sound like you are from the north.
I guess that is a good thing. Yes.
Hey, yes, that is good. Yes, use your tongue more.
That's very interesting.
Demi fully laughs behind them. Invisible giggles.
What did they say?
Is that the first time a person told you that? Oh no.
No.
Oh.
No.
Well.
Yeah. You like that? You got an answer?
You can't see me. You don't know.
Did it move you guys?
Demi's blushing.
I'm not.
blushing.
You are
It moved us to the main map. We're on the main map.
The Amedio one?
The
It
Amedio.
didn't move Sean for some reason, of course.
No, because you put us in there individually.
But I added you back, and it did not do it. But I'll put Parker and Sean in place just to
I
make sure.
also didn't know you can single move people. That's amazing.
You're supposed to, when you drag them back on the player tab, it's supposed to merge you, but it didn't, so whatever.
Oh, I feel.
I'm looking for where we are.
So you are in Narsaban, which is
We're all the way over here.
Island.
way
They're on the island.
Bing, 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 bing.
Island time.
So, you proceed following Mech as she leads you kind of along this peninsula and into the jungle. And it is like a dense wall. There's like coconuts, and you hear now kind of the large sounds of jungle creatures, the calls of various fauna and birds as you cut into this jungle. And it is a fairly brief walk before you come up against the face of this cliff that you are pretty familiar with. And as you look upwards, you can see the towering structures that sit up on this cliff, and even some homes that have been built out off the edge of it. And you get the feeling that Narsaban itself has been built along this stony outcropping on this peninsula. And the jungle, this brief strip here is just kind of between the ocean and Narsaban proper. And she kind of leads you up against this cliff face and begins to look around. And then she kind of points out, and again, Demi and Sunshine, with your perceptions, I believe, passive perceptions, you see what she clocks is that there is a small engraving of an eagle in one of the rocks. Oh. It's very, very small. And she looks at that and then begins to move down the cliff. And again, a few minutes later, after stopping a few times to catch these little engravings, she eventually rounds this large boulder, and there's a narrow crack that is about probably 2 feet max in width against the cliff face, where this boulder has fallen over a large cave entrance and just left a small portion visible. And she kind of slips through the crack and into this cave.
They follow.
Follow.
Yeah.
These are smuggling passages that my father and the leadership of Narsaban used, but they let us use it in the resistance. So come.
You smuggle yourselves.
Yes. And she begins to lead you down, and you again see it's initially as you move down through this kind of a cave-like space, because it's a cave. It is dimly lit at best in most places. Those of you with dark vision obviously can see a little better, but Demi, sorry. Sunshine as well, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you kind of make your way,
Oh, look at that.
I will say you're kind of guided by your companions down this cave. Eventually, it does become cut stone as it kind of almost seamlessly forms in. And you could see left, right, up, down, different little pathways leading off in many different directions. A mech leads you past several on either side before turning leftwards and down some cut stone stairs that quickly turns back again into a natural cave, as if you entered a predetermined or built section and then left that built section, and you were led deeper into caves and systems. Eventually, you find yourself being led into a large open cavern that has a small underground cave water pool and shelves. And scattered across this, you can see areas of bedding and equipment racks. There are a few weapon racks and so on and so forth scattered across this space. And you do see up on one kind of these large shelves, there are these like flat plateaus that have been formed by water dripping down and then spreading outwards, these kind of calcified deposits that rock around, almost like toadstools, but they're made of stone around this cave. You do see a platform that looks fairly dry, and there are a series of beds with figures laying on it, and there is one other Yuan-Ti standing over it. And Mech goes, Arbas! Arbas! And this figure turns. And it is, as you catch a glance at this individual, it is this kind of tall, what would fall under the abomination categorization of Yuan-Ti again. This one with a long kind of cobra-like hood that rolls back into these muscular shoulders with human arms and a very humanoid face. But then the body turns again into this serpentine, long, slender snake-like lower torso where there would be legs. There is a snake's bottom half. And this figure turns and looks and goes, Mech! What? You were captured. You were... What is... and he kind of drops what he's doing, and you see that he's holding bandages and what appears to be a scalpel, and moves across, and then stops Zahl as he registers you and goes, Who is this? And Mech goes, This is Zahl, Krian. He helped me escape with some companions. Zahl, this is Arbas.
Arbas, nice to meet you. I'm keeping the accent up.
Yeah. He just kind of nods at you. How did you get all the way back? Where did they... What? Mech goes, Now is not the time, Arbas. I will tell you later, but... I need to get a meeting with the elders. Is this doable? And he goes, I can try. They have given up on us. This is all that is left after the ambush. And he gestures at the figures that are along the beds in the cave. At least in Narsaban.
Do they look hurt, the figures in the cave?
Yeah.
Oh.
They do.
Okay. I had to check something. I had to see if this is counting as a spell.
What away?
I will, you rest. I will see what I can do. What?
I think Sunshine would just be standing next to Mech and just kind of lean over and whisper, Are you planning on telling him there are other guests?
Mech kind of goes,
Be important.
Do you want me to?
I can only stay invisible for an hour,
Yes,
yes.
I think it's
They'll never find us.
Arbas. And he's like looking at you now, and it was like
Jesus.
a little confused. His kind of brow cocks a little bit. And Mech goes, Arbas, I need you not to freak out, okay? I think it is best if you see, but you have to promise not to freak out. Arbas goes, what? I'm fine. I am always a cool cucumber.
Demi giggles.
are two distinctly femme giggles.
He kind of goes, "What was that?" And Mech goes, "Okay, just look, do not freak out."
cool.
And she kind of like
Arba.
steps forward and takes one of his hands. Zahl, sorry.
Arbas, there are
I want to roll insight on the handhold.
Okay, please feel free to.
a few others
fuck.
who are
I would like
invisible.
to know.
Invisible? What? Okay. You have
Uh,
powerful friends, Mech. This is good.
It's
Arbas.
just a 14.
I'm Sophia's son.
Okay.
I don't have another spell set, but I would do something.
What is that? What is happening? And Mech just comes. Okay, look, everybody
wind.
on 3, 3, 2, 1.
Drop it.
I'm still invisible.
He kind of like slithers back. You've never seen a snake slither backwards, and that's because it doesn't really work very well. And as this abomination attempts to slither backwards, he kind of doubles over himself a little bit and does this tumble and picks
no, I
himself
feel
back.
Very cucumber-like.
What the?
Oh, yes, exactly like that.
What? You are not. You are. And Matt goes, "Yes, Mesh, but they are good. They are here to help us. They saved me." He goes, "What?" And you can see, and I will say with that 14, doesn't seem to be a particularly romantic gesture. Just
I was just wondering how close they were.
fairly close. More like comrades than
Yes.
fuck buddies.
Sunshine's going to point at who appeared to be the injured and say, "Do they need help, Mr. Cool Cucumber?"
Oh no.
Can you speak common or can he not?
You are.
I need that.
Yes, they are quite badly hurt from the raid a few weeks ago, but what? You are.
Like nothing you've ever seen.
You
Not
said
the first person
3,
to say so.
though.
What's up?
There's a
It's the Dragonborn individual. Who's
Yeah.
there's Salvator.
Iron in there.
Salvator is
They're actually
Talvazor.
four.
there? Hey, let's go find this secret stuff.
You.
It's payback for last night.
How many people?
Yes, I deserve this. Sorry, Adam.
No, you're good. How many people are
Gonna stuff
in
it in
the
your pants,
vents?
As you're looking up, he kind of like steps back and is still processing. Mech kind of is like, okay, and begins to lead you up. And there are kind of these like steps cut naturally into these big mushroom-like ledges. And she leads you up onto these platforms. And as you get up there are about 15 beds, and all of them are filled.
Right.
Will help as well.
I'll help too.
I can help.
I mean, please, I have seen what you can do. Have at it, but perhaps be careful. If they are to see you without context, that could be. This is Mech speaking. Startling. So.
Valid.
Have you, with the resistance, there's never been any outsiders?
There are some of us who have engaged with traders from across the sea, but it is kept at a distance. They do not feel safe here. Again, the smuggling is why Narsaban is more welcoming, but it is a rare sight.
Well then, Mekt and Arbas, if you could make introductions for Demi and I while we assist, I'm sure Zahl looks more comfortable.
Demi pulls the lyre from its space and backs up 30 feet. I'll be okay over here, actually. I
Give me
can.
a second.
Arbas.
Actually, I can do
Over here.
distance too. I forgot about that.
Right,
All
like,
right.
we'll be
Sure.
we'll be over here.
Sunshine, to get the biggest bang for their buck, wild shapes into the chalice starry form, and this constellation of a chalice just will go over top of the people they're taking care of
that's-
and heal from afar 1d8 plus 3. For
Okay.
each.
You see, before as you begin this process, Mech kind of like touches Zahl on the shoulder and says, "Give me just a moment with Arbas, and you can."
Absolutely.
And she goes, and you do hear her discussing.
As she goes to walk away, I kind of grab her arm real quick. I could do something that would convince him right away. It's up to you if you want me to, but
It is less effective against our own people.
no, trust me, it's not that.
I trust him.
Okay,
I defer to you, but
cool. I just meant like he would believe that I was Sophia's kid, right? Because I haven't shown you one thing I can very easily do, and it would basically you would believe me in a heartbeat.
Oh, you're talking about the dramatic displays?
Mm-hmm. Kind of my thing.
Save it for when the others are up.
Smart.
Arbas, please, or even better, the elders, please, crash, yes? And you see as Arbas kind of like confusedly nods, but then does disappear into the hallway. Salvator, still invisible. What you got, bud?
I'm just standing in the room.
Okay, perfect.
I'm not trying to find anything.
Okay.
I don't think these people are evil.
So
Anybody that you guys can't hit, I'm gonna throw.
Sunshine will heal 6.
6 healed by Sunshine.
Yeah.
I only have big level spells to heal, so if you want to cover people, you can, or I can just hit a bunch of people in one, because I get up to 6.
Okay, go for it. And then the other
4.
6, so the other 4 left
3.
I'll hit with.
What did I say, 15? You've got
Yeah.
12, so the other 3.
The other 3, I'll throw some lights on them.
6 of them get 15 each.
Mine are all over the place. It's 7, 5, 6, 2 9s, and then 4.
Okay. As you begin to hit them with these healings, some of them it's you stabilizing, right? Like they don't necessarily become conscious immediately. Others begin to stir and even rouse a little bit and kind of glance around, confused. But as they go to move, they're still like wounded and they kind of settle back in, seemingly letting it lie as it is, just thankful to be conscious in this instance.
I got 7, 11, 9 because I gave each one 2.
7, 11, 9. Okay.
6 of them get 15 each, and Demi's just playing in her little corner.
In the background, strumming away. As you kind of get them settled in and healed, they kind of... Most of these figures go back to resting. You see a few of them kind of conversing that are sitting next to each other and hit with some of the larger pools of healing. Just kind of hushed conversations all about what is going on and how did they get here, those sorts of things, but nothing, no immediate alarm or concern. That was impressive.
Thank you.
I got kind of good at that, doing it in the field.
I recently became decent at that, so...
Sunshine's still in their starry form. They're just like glowing silently. Just
wow. Bopping their head.
I have 10 minutes of this.
To the music,
just in case.
Hold on. You can go back and hit some more people with a little more healing if you want, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, if they're the people, how many just stabilized?
You said you got a couple of 2s and like 5s, right?
7. I got 2 sets of 9, a 7, a 6, a 5, and a 4.
Anything from 6 and down were the ones that didn't immediately show full consciousness. They had huge wounds in them.
Okay. The 2 who are looking the worst.
Get hit again.
I have to roll it. 1 sec.
Okay.
Ooh, nice. One of them gets 10.
Nice.
And one of them gets 8.
Beautiful. Sunshine, make a medicine check for me.
Yeah. Sec.
Since you're engaging
Not
with these figures
great.
closest
12.
up here. 12. It's easy enough to tell as you begin to heal some of these figures that some of these wounds are just to notice seeming cause of them. There is one figure whose entire arm from here down is shattered and limped, as if a massive weight was put down on it. There's another one that has an open wound, and again, trigger for gore here, on the... Thank you, Parker. A massive wound that runs down their side that was made by some sort of very large bolt or piercing weapon. Some of these wounds are immense. Others have bite marks. Others you see bruising from constriction. Not things that you're traditionally used to seeing in what would appear to have been engaged combat, right? Even with spell slingers.
Right.
The wounds are distinctly unique to what you can assume to be the capabilities of these people.
Right. The crushed arm, does that seem like a constriction thing also, or like possibly a siege weapon, or did Mech mention an avalanche? No.
Mech, make make a history check for me on this one. DC's not too high.
I'm not good at
Not too
any of
high.
these things.
I'm sorry, Sunshine.
Well,
Sorry,
16.
16? Mech mentioned that they were raiding a Bronto caravan.
Is that a creature?
You don't have context to what a Bronto is?
She explained it to us.
Oh, she did? Okay. It is a very large reptilian creature.
Okay.
It's a brontosaurus.
Gotcha.
We asked, we're like, what is that? And she was like, oh, it's large. It has a long
I
neck and it
couldn't
eats
remember.
Trees.
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Derp. Okay.
3 stars.
Trees.
It's Littlefoot. Littlefoot caused this wound.
Yeah.
Littlefoot with his little foot caused this wound.
Big feet. There's squatches out in these woods.
Watch out for them squatches.
But you are able to help some of these more severe wounds where you had stabilized them before, Sunshine. There is re-knitting and resealing of wounds now occurring that make the lasting effects less likely to be so dramatic or drastic.
Can Zahl just sit for the next hour?
You guys could certainly, yeah.
I think he just sits and is just uncharacteristically quiet. And just, I think, summons Ashi and is just kind of sitting with Ashi on his shoulder and just kind of like, I just need something normal.
Kind of leans in and gives you a little side hug on the side of your head.
Yeah.
His little imp arms.
I was here the whole time.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're back.
Hello.
Hi there. This
Where were you?
like we're not allowed to speak to anyone here, and I'm curious.
You may
Didn't
cautiously.
Parkerbliss tell us not to?
Mech mentioned that you might frighten them.
Real nonsense. I'll walk up to one of the people in the bed they healed.
You're a whole skeleton.
Okay.
Please tell me you're not in your skeleton form right now.
No, because that was a concentration spell, so I would be fully dead. I walk up to them.
Death has come to claim me! Keep him
Welcome
away!
to death.
Keep him away!
Hello.
What?
To wait me
can't
off, answer
understand.
me these questions 3. and I will leave ye be.
Okay.
You're right. There's definitely no worry of anything.
This
going wrong.
this
I don't know
Yuan-Ti
why
is kind
I
of
was
like pushed
concerned.
up against the wall, like wide-eyed, and is like, "You're
Yes,
death."
whatever did this to you all was clearly very ferocious and has probably left others in its wake I must collect. Tell me, what was it that attacked you, and where might I find them?
We attacked them, but it turned south. They knew we were coming. It felt like. Wait. And he kind of glances around. And he's like, "Does anybody else see death?"
Have you
All the
identified
time,
some sort of-
unfortunately.
Hello?
It's not death.
What?
Do you
Not
think
yet.
there was some sort of mole then, if they knew that you were coming? I'm ignoring death. He's not death. Don't worry about it.
He is
Yes.
dead.
Yes.
This one's been avoiding me for years.
Yeah. And he kind of like settles in and calms down a little bit, and you kind of see him kind of rest in, and he goes, it only makes sense. We raided the caravan a few days northwest of here. 4 or 5 Brontos strong. They were carrying weapons and supplies we wanted for the resistance. Normally they are not heavily guarded. It is the interior. We are not worried. Beyond raptors and such.
I'm sorry, what? Do you
He
have
kind
to
of
see it?
tilts his head to the side as the Yuan-Ti asks, like, what? Raptors?
I'm a mesh.
You are... And the eyes go wide again. He's like, and Mech is standing there and goes, Mech? And there's very much a processing of all of this, and I won't roleplay us all the way through it. But eventually you kind of, again, settle them down as they get all riled up. And they begin to talk about essentially engaging in an ambush on a caravan of about 5 Brontos. And they talk about large siege weapons strapped to the backs of some of these creatures that sound akin to like crank-operated ballistae. As they talk about the conflict, they talk about how some of these creatures aren't actually particularly aggressive, but when they get startled, they go into defensive mode and lashed out, but that it also seemed to be a much heavier guard than anticipated, and that it is possibly a mole. And Mech kind of nods and says, I would wager they would want me, given, next runner-up.
Right. But if there is a mole and you are back, you still have things to worry about, correct?
Oh, yes, very much.
So who else knew that you were going on this run? Who isn't fucked up here?
This group...
Who didn't go?
Anyone sick that day?
Arbas did not go. He is our medic. And we had spoken about bringing the supplies to a village settlement to the northwest once we had taken them.
Settlement new?
Some of our individuals there.
Anybody else involved?
That would be it, I believe.
Right. Well,
None of the leaders that our bus is going to collect knew?
No, we do our best not to tell them, especially if it is not related to smuggling. They do not. They like to, what is the word? Culpability? Deniability.
Deniability. Of the plausible variety. Alrighty.
Yes.
So we've got Arbes, or the people in this northwestern settlement.
In this town, yes. I do not wish to question our boss. But I don't know. I have known him for a long time. He has always been a good medic for us.
Has anyone seen them recently?
It takes some time, but they are not back yet.
Traitor!
that quick.
Death has spoken.
I can find him post haste. You don't have to worry about him anymore.
No.
He's been keeping people from my grasp for far too long, anyways.
Who?
I've been meaning to have a chat with him.
Death?
Because he's a medic, you see.
Oh, the
This is
medic.
a very fascinating interpretation of Ouija's you've got going.
Yes, I'm
Or
getting ready to
animal.
take my place amongst the stars.
Also, that we do. No.
Anyways.
When do you think the elders will be here, Mac?
Within the hour, likely, if they believe in the come. Their respect for us has dwindled recently with our failings, but if Arbas tells them I am alive, they will likely be interested.
In common, I would say to Demi and the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Specifically to Demi, was that we should watch out for somebody who's suspicious, right?
Yeah, we should.
Mech will
Why-
kind of... Oh, sorry.
What do you-
Traders usually have tells.
Oh, you
I rolled with bad people for a long
want
time.
me to keep an eye on...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm a decent judge of character.
Me too.
You
I'm
did
a
it-
decent judge of character.
I can spot a traitor at 50 paces.
Am I a traitor?
Not yet.
Okay. What's that supposed to mean?
It just means what it means.
Cool. Sunshine, how about you? How do you think you are faring with
Decently.
Kate?
Mech will kind of walk up to you, Sunshine, and just kind of put a hand on your wrist and just kind of lean in and go, there is another way out of this cave. If for some reason it goes poorly, beneath the pool there is a large stone. Move it and there is an underwater tunnel, okay?
Thank you very much, Mect.
Is Mex being common?
Oh shit!
I
you've got the comprehend language.
You can
I just say
them.
thank you.
She does. Yeah, she's kind of like.
Yeah,
I just realized, like, I know you can understand what they're saying.
Yeah, they don't know what anyone else is saying. I'm assuming there is a language loop going on this entire time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the whispering thing, I was like, oh wait a minute.
Didn't you say that Mech
Mech speaks a little bit of common,
like broken common?
So it's not like if Sunshine said thank you, Mech could understand. Nobody else is able to speak it in this space, so there's some translation going on.
That's why I didn't say it in Draconic.
All right.
It's Dracomin here.
Draconic, if you will.
10 out of 10.
Right.
You have to be prepared for the fact that it might be our bus.
I will do what I must if it comes to that.
And if it does, you're coming with us, right?
He kind of looks around. I can't leave my companions here.
True.
I don't think, even if it is our boss, the elders would not turn on us. That would implicate them.
Unless one of them has already been turned.
That is fair.
And it sounds less like they care about your cause and more like they care about their business.
The bottom line.
Yes. Not entirely inspiring trust.
No, but you can trust them to work in the way the money goes. And the money tends to go in the favor of them not being engaged with the Imperial family.
So, Captain Demi does have one of the foremost mercantile vessels heading across these straits, am I correct? Not many other ships have done that recently.
This is true. It has been slim pickings, and the individuals who have shown up have been not super trustworthy.
Leverage.
Ah, yes. I'm not introducing myself as such because we're no longer on the sea, but hello, my name is Captain Demi Waters and I currently have 4 vessels under my command.
This is very good.
Yes. Hello. I'm also a singer, but that's less prevalent.
You were doing the music earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
It's like a side hustle now.
When we saw his past, there was lots of music.
Yes. Oh.
Okay. Well, let us settle in for a little bit, unless you wish to leave now.
No.
No, we have questions for these elders.
Oh, yes.
Then, and she kind of goes about, begins tending to the wounded, checking on them, having kind of quiet conversations with a few of them that she seems familiar with, shaking hands of others. And as she does, and you guys settle in for a little bit longer, we're going to go to our break right now. Okay? So,
Fancy.
our giveaway is going to open up in a second, my friends. Exclamation point win will get you entered in that giveaway for a skull mug filled with approximately 100 dice that we will be drawing at the end of the month. So, stay with us, get entered. Followers get 1 entry, subscribers get 2. Make sure you subscribe beforehand because it's not retroactive, excuse me. And with that, we'll be back in a few, guys. Give us 10 minutes. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
They can see and hear you.
Hi, everybody.
Nightmare. That was
Okay.
possibly the worst break conversation we've ever had.
I don't know about
What do we
that.
want?
That's a matter
Not
of
that.
opinion,
Gum.
ladies and
Not that.
gentlemen.
You want it?
Don't you
Oh,
say
it tastes awful.
God damn it.
What do we want? Gum. When do we want it? Why does this taste so bad?
When we left off, our party was sitting in a cave waiting for some old people to show up. And that is where we rejoin
do.
them. As we do. Classic D&D adventure. We rejoin our party in this deep subterranean cave with a small watery pool. A series of Yuan-Ti combatants laid out along beds having just recently been healed by our fearless party. Eventually, you do hear the sounds of shuffling feet coming down. Well, some feet, some sound like slithering, and other such locomotions as you hear individuals heading in this direction. You see Mech kind of stands and comes and joins you all. And if nothing happens, then some figures walk into the room.
You got a
You
short
do.
rest, right?
Yeah, you got a short rest. I'll give it to you.
Thank
Fucking
you.
warlock.
Wild shapes.
I used all my spells.
I you got.
I don't got anything on it for it, right?
Coward.
Fuck off.
I don't know. I was talking to Adam.
I know. I said it for him.
Oh,
I love you,
Prince.
Boo.
I'm gonna get bullied now.
Oh no!
There you are. Off with his heads. Both him and his simulacrum.
I'll be back in 3 days, guys.
Okay, so
Or 3 months, who knows?
Arbas is the first to enter. Ooh, sick burn on Parker.
Says the person who rolled the dice.
No!
Call
No! Can I be real here? Can I be
Says
100
the
Wait a
person
minute.
who
Wait a minute.
rolled the dice.
Sorry,
Wait a minute.
sorry. That is on me.
Wait a
Sick burn
minute.
on me. Sick burn on
I
me.
need to those. That wasn't the bit I was
Oh,
going
okay.
for. I was 100
Shame on me.
for like the timing that it takes for him to actually come back into his body.
That's true. That's true.
That's what I was doing.
That's true. I'm sorry, Parker. That's entirely on
It
me.
was a sick Parker burn.
I've never
Put it in the book.
I've never seen Parker more angrily eat an Oreo than this very moment.
What you just say about murder?
I will. This is your face.
It's keeping me.
Parker, I'm
So
sorry. That
elderly
wasn't
people.
fair. So
I am
Oreo
sad that I
gristle.
couldn't find the Halloween ones. Continue.
Valid.
valid. Arbas is the first to enter, followed shortly by several more armored-looking Yuan-Ti figures, carrying mostly spears and scimitars and other such weapons, as you get the feeling these figures are guards. But eventually, like 3 or 4 guards shuffle in along with Arbas, who kind of rejoins your group rather than staying with this line of guards. And then several more figures walk in. The first is a almost entirely snake-like figure, save their face. As they coil in, and Salvator, you have a little bit of context on Naga.
Oh.
This figure does look to be Naga. As they coil their way in, there is a snake's body and then a humanoid face with a sort of flared cowl-like hood. No clothing on this figure as they coil in. A second figure kind of serpents in, and this one you do see again is pure blood Yuan-Ti, akin to Zahl, as is the third one. One of them wears very similar robes to that of the Fire Temple, but where the Fire Templing robes that Sunshine is currently wearing had this flame cowl. The cowl of this one are what appear to be like bird feathers, and there's a lot of imagery and this sort of light bluish coloring to the aesthetic. And then a third walks in, and again, a pureblood Yuan-Ti akin to kind of Zahl's physical dimensions, steps in, and they are wearing this sort of dark brown and black robes, very ornately trimmed with a lot of gemstones inlaid in them as they step forward. And you see the Naga figure step forwards, or slither forwards, and Mech steps forward, and this Naga kind of coils up. And this thing is quite large. It is probably 20 to 30 feet head to toe, and about 2 feet in diameter, and the body of this thing continues back into the hallway a little bit behind it. And you see, it is a large creature here, as it kind of sways a little bit as it stands there, or whatever they do if they don't have legs, poses there.
Rears.
Yes, rears. Thank you.
Vogues.
Vogues.
With its tail, just like...
But Mech kind of steps forward and tilts her head downwards a little bit. And the Naga figure speaks and says, Mech, I did not expect you to return to us. And the Mech. Yes. Uehi, I was rescued by these figures here. And the Naga's attention turns to you. As you go deuces.
The do crew.
And the Naga kind of goes,
There's two of me.
Yes. The mesh. These are the outsiders that our boss told us you brought. They saved you? And what is it that you want from us bringing these outsiders here, Mech? Your resistance has failed. You were captured. Your people are wounded. Is there a purpose to this meeting? Mech kind of looks at you and says, "Hey, the fight is not over. We are. Look." And she kind of gestures backwards, and you do see that the wounded that line the walls are kind of shifting. And our companions are strong, and we have... and she kind of looks at Zahl and pauses at that point, realizing that it's likely not her place.
I will step forward, and I will look at... Did you say his name is Mehi?
Uehi. Uhei.
Uehi. And I go... I'm doing my normal accent, going back to it. My name is Zolkrian, the lost crown prince of the Yuan-Ti, and I fully intend to take it back over and open up the borders to the world.
There's a sort of pause, and you see the two pure-blooded figures who are basically flanking this Naga kind of turn and look at each other, and there's a little whispered, hushed communication of surprise between the two. Anyway, he kind of just sits here, head kind of swaying back and forth, this curious expression on his face. This is an interesting narrative, but what proof do you have of your lineage?
Have you ever met?
And why would you fight against your own blood?
Because I wasn't raised by my own blood. And I am going to cast Fly on myself, so the golden wings appear on my back.
Okay.
Counterspell.
I counter your counterspell.
Salvator counters your
I counter your counterspell.
Everybody roll initiative.
I can smack both of them and just...
Demi sees into the future, sees this exchange happening, and smacks him on the back of the head before it happens. Yeah.
I'm experimenting with chronomancy. Just...
we're gonna shift again.
I can
Everyone
tell
get your
you're gonna
affairs
do
in
something
order.
dumb.
Someone needs to water your houseplants for the next few months. We're gonna be gone. So you fly.
So,
You don't heal.
I don't die.
Jesus. Zahl,
Off with your hand.
your golden wings fold out behind you,
Mhm.
and you lift into the air in this grandiose display.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Roll persuasion for me.
Hell yeah. I just need to make sure because I don't know which ones I get. Okay, cool.
There's this kind of golden light casts out, reflecting off the water in the back of the pool,
God, it landed on all my
flickering
other dice.
out into the walls of the cave and casting this sort of radiant golden glow out around you all.
I need you to understand how upset I am. I got a 19. It was almost 20, but plus 9, so 28.
Okay. this Naga kind of coils back a little bit, and you literally see his guards kind of like go to draw their swords slightly, not immediately engaging with you, but taking a defensive sort of stance as this light fills the air and you lift into the air yourself, glowing with these golden wings.
I was raised by Pistis Sophia, the Archon. This is her weapon that I carry now, and I fully intend to drive Seth out of these lands. I intend to make this a fair place for everyone. That is enough proof that I can carry her weapon, that I rebuilt her weapon from scratch.
As it first recoils back, fucking 29, 28, you throw out this dramatic display, pull out this weapon that is just radiating this golden light. And this Naga initially recoils back. You see weapons drawn. There is again a hush that falls over the room as you speak. And this Naga kind of leans forward. And you begin, as it kind of begins to scrutinize the spear, and its eyes move up and look into your eyes. And there is this instant where it kind of narrows, and it goes, "The resemblance is uncanny."
To who?
Your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Very well, Zahl. You claim you will drive back the Empire?
With help, yes. That's my goal.
What help do you claim to have? And he kind of casts his gaze around the room at these wounded soldiers, and your, albeit very powerful companions, it is a small gathering of individuals.
I'd like to help in any way possible. Hearing of a resistance was the first that I had stepped foot into the Yuan-Ti lands. I grew up outside of here. I don't know the culture, I don't know tradition here. But what I do know is the world outside. People are afraid of us. Constantly afraid because they do not know people like you, like Mech. I want to make sure that the world knows how good this place is, how kind the people can be. I would offer myself, and if my friends would have it, their help.
Very well. I do not control this rebellion. That is... And he kind of nods at Mech, who's kind of standing there side-eyeing Zahl a little bit, in a like, oh, okay, sort of way.
What is this in? Is this what language is this in?
This is all in Draconic.
Okay.
Yuan-Ti
so
Draconic.
if we speak in common, we're not certain.
You are not certain.
I cast tongues on myself.
Okay.
Fuck that.
So you do so. And so you would be able to understand now, Demi, if you did that retroactively. Sunshine, you've heard this whole conversation. It's just the speaking. And Salvator, Zahl, you're good. Talsivor, you're also good if, you
Yay!
care.
What do you control?
We, and he glances at the two others standing by him, control the island of Narsaban and the surrounding isles. We control commerce leading into the mainlands, and that means that we control much information. We do not like the Empire's oversight, their closed borders. It makes what we do harder, and frankly seems illogical.
What do you trade? They say in common, just hoping they understand.
The face kind of turns to you, and in almost perfect common, The figure says, anything that we cannot make. Our people are incredible craftsmen, but there are resources beyond our boundaries. Certain metals, many spices, many of the small squishy creatures that you have.
Mammals.
With the hair. Fabrics, technologies. Things that are considered by our glorious leaders as frivolous or corruptive. We bring them to our people and garner a small profit in exchange. There's a little bit of that creepy fucking merchant slipping in there at that point.
Right.
I imagine you would love to trade with Keel and Greyhawk and their, allies.
Eyebrows go up on all three of them instantaneously, and you again hear hushed conversations.
Demi fully steps forward. Hello. What? Yeah.
I land right next to Demi just to be like,
Yeah. Hello. Captain Demi Waters of the Falling Star. I am a privateer and a trader. And I suppose, technically, via my mother, a smuggler at times.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
I will. That is a dirty 20. Rolled a 12.
Why did you not say? We should not be meeting in a dirty cave. Please, give us time. Mech, you will lead them to the hall, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
While this is happening, can Sunshine do an insight check on our boss to see the way in which he's
make an insight check.
reacting to the space situation?
I mean, he is the traitor according to Salvator.
Yeah.
We know how he's
I just
reacting.
want to know.
He's shitting
Our
himself.
natural 20 plus 8.
A natural 20. With a natural 20, you're getting a really solid read that you are very confident on with our boss. There is nervousness there, for certain. You don't know the source, but he is sort of fidgety and shifting.
What's wrong, our boss?
This is all very much...
All right. Is it bad? You seem so nervous. I just say.
Yeah, just like pushing. He's just, no, I am just... this is a lot. It kind of goes quiet.
Not the first or last time someone's thought that of us.
True.
No.
There's definitely something iffy there, Sunshine, you're certain.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to talk somewhere else then.
Yes. Give us a few hours to prepare properly.
Wonderful.
I would avoid the streets of the city. But Mech
Yes.
knows her way around.
Lovely. I look forward to it.
And with that, he kind of begins to turn and pivot around, and he's the first to leave the room, followed by the two other robed figures, and then the guards make their way out.
Demi fully turns to Zahl. Was that good? Was that
That was
good?
very good.
Was it good?
I did good. Was that?
Was that good?
I
You
felt-
good?
I felt cool about that. That was new. I like the new title.
You spoke their language with the... Not literally, I don't... Although there was... They seemed...
Oh. Yes.
Well, he is not a particularly friendly person.
I just acted as my adopted mother would with people that obviously have one certain thing in mind.
I just knew how to dazzle them. That's what I did.
It was very, very impressive. Do you really wish to turn the family?
I mean, I've been thinking, and if there's something I can do to, I don't know, change things, I'm going to do it. This world's too small to have people not like people just because they look different. And if there's something I can do to fix that, then I'm going to. I've seen the outside world, and though kids can be cruel when you grow up, everybody kind of just sees you as everybody else. I've luckily had a lot of friends that were not the average, if you will, and we all fit on quite well. In fact, we're heroes back in the real world. Well, not the real world, but like the outside world, I should say.
It's an illusion!
No.
Yes,
No.
this is the platonic cave.
But
you do see, as you say these things all, a smile begins to get bigger and bigger on her face, and she kind of leans in and grabs you by the arm and says, "The Resistance will do whatever it can to help you."
good. We're gonna need it.
Is our boss still standing here?
Our boss is, just off to the side and looking squeamish.
I'm gonna bother him.
I'm gonna follow.
Yeah.
Okay, Demi and Sunshine, turn on this snake man.
I'm sorry.
Very curious. I know you're not sweating, but you seem uncomfortable.
Do we make you uncomfortable?
Well, yes, you are very different. He's lying to you at this point about the source of it. I rolled deception. It was atrocious. With your passive insights, you're able to tell.
Right.
I would love for you to tell us the truth.
Would you like to be honest?
Traitor!
Oh my lord.
He literally flinches at that.
All right, he's trying to be gentle.
Roll persuasion, Sunshine, with advantage from your two friends here.
The
As
traitor.
Salvator and Demi.
I enjoy the good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Hey, how about you tell us, buddy?
It's
Tell us
like
the truth.
it's
Not
like
great.
it's
It's
medium
not
cop
great.
and then good
It's
cop,
an
bad
11.
cop. An 11
It's not
with
not good.
with advantage.
With advantage.
Okay.
Now, there's no way I could have
Either
made
one
that a
was-
19
Can I
with
try?
my
Oh!
outburst.
If it's a 19, then it's a questioning 20.
With your outburst,
Yay!
divinely weaving fate,
I wanted to tell me.
intervening, Sunshine, you like begin to feel yourself flounder a little bit as you attempt to like break the shell here. And then Salvatore yells like a madman, and you like, no, you know what? You see the crack form as he flinches, and you like dive in and press this figure.
Arbus, come now.
The ambush was my fault.
I'm genuinely shocked that you were correct.
I knew it the whole time.
Genuinely shocked.
Never a doubt.
Your fault. Can you elaborate for me?
I have a partner. A few towns over. The Empire found out about my role in the Resistance. About a month ago. And you can see Mac kind of step up next to y'all now. And that smile that had formed after talking to Zahl has turned. They threatened to harm them. They took them away. So I told them where we would be and what we were doing. He kind of looks down.
Thank you for being honest. They're going to turn to Mech. This
Just
is
betrayed.
obviously... Yes, this is obviously horrendous.
Not the best situation, but
Is there a chance you can use this to your advantage?
That is a... Have you done this before?
No, I am just bored.
Sunshine's like the
be
fucking
surprised.
puppet master with the like political intrigue machinations.
I have nothing else to do. I don't
I
have
love-
any sort of ships to use as leverage. I don't have a godmother. I am not two people. I am not the way this one is. I'm bored. I'd like to be useful.
I love Button. I love you so much.
So bored. Fucking good.
You know, our boss backwards is Sobra.
That literally means
How
nothing what you
dare
just said.
you? How dare you see me like this, Sean? How dare you?
It's
I've
too
been
close
thinking
to
it for like a
Arbok.
half an hour.
Arbok, yeah.
But Arbok.
Arbok and Ekans. Oh, fuck.
That's what I was thinking. Using it, feeding fake information.
Are they still asking you things?
Their questions have become less because they feel like we are dealt with. But... well, I didn't go to them yet about you here. You can roll an insight
Lucky
check.
for
if you'd like to.
you.
Abs, huh?
Yes. Oh, there is the threat.
Hold on, wait. Oh, 18.
Okay.
For who?
That
For
up.
who?
For who?
Um,
Because I was rolling it. Also.
I would say for Sunshine on insight.
18?
23.
26.
26.
Fucking shit. Good job.
So he does appear to
That's
be being honest about that.
All right.
It's incredibly lucky for you.
He kind of cowers back a little bit under the scrutiny of Captain Demi Waters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even I get it. Apparently
This
I'm a friend.
is a good plan. We could feed them misinformation. We can use this.
Good.
Sorry.
Good.
Oh. Idea.
Oh.
Feel free to shoot it. And he looks at, like, I think Zahl is still, you know, because it's Zahl. I think Zahl goes, idea, looks at the rest of them and just goes, feel free to shoot it down if it's a bad one.
Will do.
Cool.
Your title
too.
means nothing to
I very much did. So Seth knows that we were at the last temple. He doesn't know about the first temple yet.
Well, do we know
hope-
that?
Well, we don't know because we didn't leave anybody.
We
to
also
talk.
don't know if that's true,
Mm-hmm.
but yes.
Yeah, but what we can
We
say.
did leave a lava monster alive to do whatever they were going to do there. They could have, I don't know.
I don't think they're going to tell us. And anyway, I think what I was going to say was we could say there's a large group of resistance, like an army force of resistance, going with Zahl, basically alerting him because he knows that I'm here already, at least, or that we're here. And we say they're moving to the next temple. A large army force. They send an army in, leaving the capital pretty much open.
Yes, the resistance is on its way to the second temple.
Oh,
Yes, I think a misinformation campaign of partial truths makes sense. So if you were to inform them that Mecht had been freed, which is the truth,
Don't
and then told them that
inform
we
them
were
Mecht
doing
has
the
been
wrong thing,
Hang on.
Don't
the
inform
thing
them
we're
Mecht
not
has
doing.
been freed.
fly in the ointment here that I'm seeing. You were seen by Seth with a completed weapon.
Well,
That's
no, he
the
just said-
reason you were seen, is because you were trying to cleanse the full weapon. That
Ah,
might
true.
key them in on the temple thing not being true.
True.
also smaller issue. He's not very good at lying.
But it is still... Consider this. Perhaps it is not the temple, but there are citadels and fortresses across the jungle.
Yeah, we didn't
Yes.
know that.
We send a target elsewhere. And you can, like, Mech has never shown any sort of, like... She's very nervous in this whole thing, and she's starting to, like, get into the run of it with you guys now.
And we go in and do our thing.
Redirect
I
at
was-
least some of their forces.
Yep. We get to the
That's a good
capital.
plan.
We bust my mother out. I figure out wherever my sibling is.
Do we know if Seth's trying to kill you?
Oh, I fully have
Or
thought
is he just trying to get you?
Idea, brain blast, as it were. We should
Yes.
scry on the temple we just left. See if it's being attacked by some sort of giant snake demon.
Fair.
Because he did threaten us, and then
I just wonder.
immediately.
I just wonder if Seth is trying to kill you, how that would go over with the Emperor, Empress people.
Well, I'd have to believe it's true.
Well,
Fair.
if I have a twin somewhere in the world, I have an
Still
odd
wondering
feeling.
about that. A lot of unknowns.
Yes.
I have an odd
Do
feeling
know?
that Seth would be the type of person to think it was cruel to turn my twin against me. Think to get me in a rage or angry. Turning
You're
family
also-
against family.
You're also still under the assumption they're alive.
Right. Wouldn't they be, with the, royalty?
Or if Seth, their god, tells them to hand over the first child and the other one gets taken.
A lot of unknowns.
True.
Your sibling's a big question mark.
Mm-hmm. I could
Right.
try to do the thing that I did on the
It's up to you on that.
vague bit that we know.
Only have
do that.
the description of a baby.
The twin of you.
True, but they could
Maybe.
have long hair. They could, not have golden eyes. You never know. I mean, they probably have golden eyes because I'm pretty sure whichever parent I saw had golden eyes. I don't know. There's a lot. Do you want me to scry on the temple first? Then we come
Sure.
up with the plan. Cool.
How long has it been since we were there, Josh?
It has been since teleporting, and since first arriving,
hours?
it's been well over a day. Since you left this morning, it's been about 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, and yeah, it should be fine.
Okay. Scry, and I'd like to place it in the bottom chamber where we were.
Where you were fighting?
Where I had done the whole thing, and something said I see you. I'm gonna place it in that room.
Okay.
In that room.
As you flash, again, falling into this mirror, projecting yourself outwards, your consciousness shifting elsewhere in the world, your vision and senses open up into this underwater cavern. And as you glance around, there are several very wet and very large Yuan-Ti abominations that are going through the space. Readily visible to you.
I'm gonna sit there the 10 minutes and just watch what they do. Do any of them look similar to me in any sense of the word?
They are all very distinctly unique. Large, hulking figures. One of them is almost Hydra-esque, but where a Hydra tends to have 4 legs, this one only has 2 at the front, and then it is a long snake-like body at the back. That one's one of the larger ones that's been put through into here, as if some sort of strike force was dropped in. You look around in this space and make a perception check for me. But they are all distinctly unique. Some of them have long serpentine heads that extend from humanoid bodies, all neck, almost the length of their own body. Others are similar with the serpentine rear half and arms. One figure appears to have 4 arms, all of which are snake heads, and then a head itself.
Cool. So perception check.
Sorry, guys. Perception check.
13.
As you glance around, you can make out what appears to be the corpse of the priestess you slayed, and a few of the Yuan-Ti in the space are looking at that in this sort of as if inspecting the figure. You see a few more at the altar looking, and you can see a couple of them are diving under the water as if investigating the surface itself. And as you kind of watch for the 10 minutes, they continue this process of looking around for information.
And that's I don't see any pure bloods, right? It's just all abominations.
It does appear to all be abominations in the room right now, yes.
Okay. Then I come back out of the scry And I described that, like what I saw to everybody.
Oh, shit.
And
You can track
abominations are incredibly strong, correct?
Mhm.
That is the...
More primal.
Not necessarily stronger, but
Yes, Yuan-Ti can wield incredibly powerful magics. We saw that in one of the other places, I think.
I've been traveling with you for like a year now.
Well, but other
Not from
ones.
here.
Just saying.
They don't all have Sophia flowing through their veins, do they?
No.
I hope
No,
not.
we have Seth flowing through our veins.
Well, that could be
Worse.
just as bad.
Yeah.
We really do need to find someone who maybe has some more insight into how that happened and if there's a way to reverse it.
How is it strange? How do we know how abominations come to be? Like, is it possible for like pure blood Yuan-Ti to have
Ooh.
children that are not exactly up to par on this really gross status quo?
I feel like it's just a deeper accepting of Seth into your heart.
Roll an insight check for me.
Oh, oh, okay. Ooh.
Makes an abomination.
24.
Arbas is. With a 24, you do see every Yuan-Ti, save Zahl, who doesn't have the context in this space, kind of shies away from the topic as it is brought up. And Mech kind of steps forward and says, for as long as we have been with Seth, we do not birth. We grow within another, absorbing. Our young manifest and must be cut out from the host.
I'm sorry?
Yes, and some of us develop in different ways. Takes different periods of time. This is a very taboo thing for us to discuss, but some take 20 years to be born, others take mere months.
Holy shit.
Might I ask this is a very uncomfortable question.
And I'm
Might
going to
I
go
ask-
trigger warning global statement here. Sorry, I should have done that sooner, but...
Is this some sort of immaculate conception scenario?
There is no procreation.
Yep. Okay.
What?
Oh!
But was there with the Empress?
Wait.
I do not know.
Wait.
I
Wait, is that... Wait, no, stop. Don't make me think about that.
I'm just thinking about it.
We have the
I mean, you
parts
can...
that did not do anything.
You can... Yes, you can...
Okay.
But...
I got the stuff.
I'm just confused.
If it is what Sunshine was saying, like if it's a result of Seth, is it not entirely possible that maybe Sophia could also influence that effect?
That was our hope 30 years ago.
Oh no, I realized something really bad
So
right now.
maybe
Yep,
there's
maybe I'm
one that's,
Seth's and one
Seth
that's
and one that's
Sophia's.
and
He's my mirror. Oh god, they're my mirror. I don't know what they are.
well, you're
They
also
don't know.
assuming that you're not the Seth one.
But why would I be the Seth? It's like you just see Zahl spiral instantly. He's like, yeah, but
I'm just
oh no!
talking to you, and there's not entirely a guarantee that,
Demi,
Sophia
hey
took
Demi, hey Demi,
Yes.
Demi, I love you so much. Please shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying.
Please shut the fuck
No,
up.
Do
Oh
figure
no!
this out though to help your people
God, I
in the
was
future.
good. I was okay
is
for a
fucked
moment.
up.
I was fine. I was perfectly fine.
Well, it does get worse, because then they would have found out that one was meant for Sophia.
Stop
and they would have
Zahl,
killed
you.
it.
Stop
And
Zahl.
might
Put it
have
back in the hand. I'll
fully
do it.
killed it.
Yes, they would have had to
They would have
killed it.
ended that, or it's
Unfortunately.
that's just a possibility.
Maybe your dad is Sith.
I mean, technically,
I
all
don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
No,
They
but I
are
mean, like,
technically all of the
guy,
children of Seth.
You know?
they're all children of.
Seth.
You mean the Emperor is Seth, but in a human form? Is that what you're
No,
trying to say?
no,
Yeah,
they
that's what I was-
literally.
No, that's Salvator. Is that
Oh,
what you're trying to say?
I
Like
was like,
Seth in a
maybe.
human.
oh,
There's stories of gods being like, I'm bored up here in the clouds. I'm going to turn myself into like a goose or something and fly down
That
there. And say
happened
hi
in
to
the
people."
Iliad and the Odyssey, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
I've read
Little
through it now. It took
There
me
it
a
is.
long time.
So, there is no procreation.
who decides who gets to be what?
You do not decide. You just are born that way.
Oof.
Demi purposefully looks at Sunshine. I thought we were confusing.
We are confusing. This is just gross. Does Seth, how, this seems deeply problematic in the terms of consent. Does Seth just decide, all right, you're going to carry a child, you're going to carry a child? How does this work?
That is not something we are aware of. This is not... He...
Oh, let's kill him.
Oh my god!
Oh, let's kill him.
Kill a god, I think.
Yes, we're going to do it.
That's
He's not a god. He's
Can
just
you?
a...
I cannot imagine
Real quick, he's not technically
someone
a god. He's
deciding
just a
that I
primal
have to
force.
do that.
Tell him that.
I have
I will.
not
Let's kill him.
When I shove
been
this through his chest.
through this process, but just to be clear, there is no direct interaction between a figure and those who give life. It just begins.
Exactly.
Which is not
they don't
to deny
choose.
this. I just, yes.
There is no choice to
So
create
at
life.
any
It just
point,
happens to a
that can
person
just happen.
mysteriously.
You should all really just try eggs. They're so much simpler. They just lay there and then we hatch.
Is that what-
Go about our business.
is that what Dragonborn?
Yes.
I think without meaning
Oh.
to, Sunshine just manifests an echo and grabs its hand and goes like... just immediately takes one.
Demi,
That's so good.
I know this is a lot. Do you mind doing the thing for my sibling
The thing.
to see if we can? I don't know. Maybe
Legendary
You want me to
lore.
see if I can?
You said you wanted to try it, and
Sure. I'm sorry. I'm just spiraling from all this. Just.
Oh, the Zahl.
I think when I honestly think when Demi says I'm spiraling, Zahl goes, just does the head tilt of like you're. This morning I woke up as a normal man and I found out that I'm a prince who might have a sibling somewhere out there in the world and could either be
Listen,
the
you
son-
can
worse than that.
spiral
Wait
if
for
we
it,
ever
wait
figure
for it,
anything out about
wait
my
for it.
family. We can spiral there.
I'm either the son of a primal force or an angel, and it's kind of fucked up either way. So
It's even worse than that, actually, Zahl. You might be pregnant.
I might, and Demi, I might be. I'm going through emotional swings right now. I don't know what's happening. I could be.
Is it
pregnant.
exclusive to the males of your species? I think it might be anyone, really.
Is it female and male?
It does not
All
matter.
genders?
Demi, I could be pregnant right
You
now.
could be pregnant right now, and we never know.
I assume you guys aren't making fun of this in front of
No,
these
no,
people. Okay.
No.
I'm just making sure. Yeah.
I'm being genuine. Zahl can get pregnant. We didn't know that before.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I'm-
Zal's very scared.
She's fully just setting out incense like this. She sets out incense. She takes a little thumb piano out. And she does her best to, with the information that we've kind of sort of tried to figure out, describe what she saw in that last little part of like what that being might be.
Has... So you're describing a person.
Should I
Describe
roll
this
something?
person to me.
Okay. Let's see. Let me read my spell to try and think. Okay. Isn't a button very important? You already have thing. Okay, yeah. So the more information I have, the better this is. But we don't have a whole lot of information. So, I think I'm going to try. How much detail did I get from the reasonably from the last thing that I did?
Because the
To
faces
describe.
are obscured in this
Okay.
sort of, it's very, very little.
Okay. Then I suppose I try and describe what I did see. But specifically, I think I'm going to, because of the information we just got, I think Demi's going to try and describe via the connection that it had with the person that we actually, we saw a better image and Zahl has described the mom.
Mhm.
So I think I'm going to go off of that. And do you know what I'm talking about?
You're going to try and describe the mother?
Well,
sorry
'cause I
guys, this
don't-
is a tricky one.
No.
I mean, yeah, I just don't, I'm not actually getting, I don't know how to describe to you the thing that I don't have a description.
Well, I think that's what I'm getting
You know what I
at
mean?
here.
Reiterating,
Is
because it was just a smoke
Well,
cloud?
and that's kind of what I'm getting at here, is that as you
Okay.
think on this, if you can find a way to justify this to me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to lean into it, but as it stands, this is nigh impossible.
So let's
Give
see.
me
Is
a
it-
moment, Demi. I have an idea.
Yeah, if
Okay.
we're all sitting around in a powwow.
Yeah,
the
y'all are chilling
information
out.
we know, the twin of Zahl, same parentage, this Yuan-Ti royalty.
3 months older.
Secret war.
No, but a Yuan-Ti royal.
It was
born-
2 months and a week.
It's a difference, though.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Born alongside
I quickly
Zahl.
pull out my mirror, and I'm gonna try to scry on my twin
Are you
And
gonna
I
say
have-
because you've met them?
because I have met them, and I do
Oh
technically
my
know what their
gosh.
likeness
We
is
shared a
like,
womb.
because we
That's
share a
very
face.
funny. That's
I
That's
love
up
this.
to you how you feel.
that's super funny.
So, as you guys are all talking about this, Zahl, you pull out your mirror.
I'm not saying a word either. He's just slyly doing it and was like, and just.
What if he
goes
had the
for it.
mustache?
You're okay, Zahl.
Mhm.
You lean forward, and you feel yourself fall into the mirror. This has got to be your last spell, right?
How many spell slots?
You had a
short
For
rest,
this
and
group,
then
for this short rest, yeah, this is my last spell slot.
That's what I was thinking. As you
Yeah.
fall
Got
into
one
this
in the
mirror,
spear.
you feel your conscious being projected elsewhere. And as your kind of cognizance manifests, you find yourself looking down at your friends. And seated on your shoulder, there's a small, invisible imp.
No.
gotta go! No!
No.
Sorry about that. I had to jump for a minute.
He didn't even make a save.
I let him
Well, what if he had like mutton chops?
Guys,
I don't think that would.
You'd be cool.
we
Zahl,
don't
you
need
should.
to.
Oh,
You all right?
And we don't need to worry about it.
he could show up at any moment and.
He's already here.
Where?
And
Oh, look!
I nod at Ashi, and I tilt the mirror in my hand.
They don't see anything through it. That doesn't work that way. But
No, but I just
Oh,
do
got
like
it.
one, like just
Well,
kind of be
I
like
looked for it.
I just
Got it,
looked
got it.
for him.
I'm sorry. What?
So I scried on my brother. Oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to assume gender here, but I scried
Mm-hmm.
using the thought of my twin. And he just points at his shoulder.
Does
me?
Hmm. So you know what that means?
No.
you wear the Seth one?
Yes.
And Oshi is
I'm gonna assume here, and Oshi, if you have any idea, feel free to chime in.
What?
The spirit form of my brother, who went back to our mother.
I don't remember.
Oh, do you think your mother
anything.
can take something from that plane and like do what Seth did and put it in a person?
Seed in a person.
The
Either
hell are you talking about?
you literally are death, and you're going to question some weird magic bullshit.
I'm
curious.
how
What?
Oshi, do you?
Uh,
You don't.
I've only been around for a little bit.
Maybe
I mean,
longer.
longer as an idea on the celestial plane.
About 30 years.
In a poetic sort of sense,
I
a
don't-
child is just an idea until formed.
Sometimes it's not even an idea, it just happens.
Apparently.
I didn't want to waste it, but you could try to do legend lore on him, or whatever the thing is on him.
Well, his name isn't. I mean, what did he? Wait, can I on a soul?
I think Ashi probably deserves to know.
Can I go backwards from?
You did with me.
Oshi, do you want me to? Do you want to know?
He's kind of processing everything right now.
I'm not going to do this unless you want me to, because honestly, I don't think I could make myself do it on myself.
He kind of looks at Zahl.
Your choice, not mine.
I think so, yes. If it...
Okay. She had already set out the stuff, so she will attempt to backwards figure out what's up with Ashi.
Okay. This is tricky.
Yeah.
As Sunshine touched upon something very important, which is that the strings of fate and time warp around deific figures.
Yeah.
And hence there is a very large void where that interaction between Zahl's past and Sophia exists. And so as you begin to cast this spell on Ashi, it is a similar swirling purple smoke out and around this large sort of story. As it begins to play in rewind, you see brief snippets of your adventures with this individual, with Zahl. Important, impactful moments to Ashi, like the two of them sitting together, goofing around in the falling star, right? And it continues to spin backwards. That moment where the hag reached out and slashed, and he flashed back to the celestial plane. And you see for the first time, though it's this cloudy, weirdly vague amalgam of space, this glowing, radiant pillar that reaches out in a limitless distance into the sky with these strange stacks and layers on it. And you see Ashi's, no longer Ashi, but somehow you're able to tell, this sort of flitting cloud of golden dust whipping around through the air as this massive towering... It's not a structure, it's organic, and yet it has layers like a structure that continues upwards. This constant radiant light, this golden sun blazing from directly above the pinnacle of this towering whatever this is. It's almost like a strange pointed hill. And it continues to flash back. Ashi's brought back for the first time being summoned beside Zahl, and it continues backwards. And there are just long flashes of this form, this vague, almost soul spirit-like form flitting around through these golden plains around this strange towering structure. And again, this goes for a long period of time. And then there's a void. And then there is that conception. That scene that you saw before. The figure on the table being cut open. And the twins being removed from it. And the hole is the exact same spot. Well, not exact same, but
they're missing time
missing
in the same
spot.
place.
Oh, okay. I was very confused by that statement for a second. I missed something in the first. I gotcha, but
sorry.
Very good. What could cause time to be missing?
I wish I could answer that for you.
As a person with a lot of time missing, I also wish I could answer that for you.
And I am not particularly well versed in how this magic happens. It just does.
That's the best explanation ever.
Bart's like just.
For the first time in forever, there's an audible sigh from Mordenkainen in Salvator's head.
Keep that to myself.
I was gonna actually ask Mordenkainen in about a second.
All right.
How would you block time from somebody?
I don't know. Traumatic events do that, don't they?
True. We just things can be lost to time because they're secrets.
It's entirely possible that your mother tried to save both of you and ended up only doing that in a certain kind of way for one of you.
Wrong son.
Well, it's not entirely.
Oh, wait a minute. What if this secret isn't that? Secret could be she tried to save both of us and lost my brother. Could be
possible.
I needed her to be more, just like the tiniest. And I think Zahl looks at Ashi at this point and goes, I love mom, but like she just needs to be like a little bit more specific with it. Like just, you know what I mean?
I have a mom.
You also have a brother.
Oh.
Technically a father.
You already had a family, Ashi.
You did.
You just figured out
That's
more.
true, but this is different.
Yes.
This is different.
Don't have to worry about heart disease. It's good.
What?
Genetics can be very dangerous sometimes if you don't know.
Genetics.
It's good to know where you come from. No diabetes.
I've no clue what you're talking about at this point.
There is a question
He
here.
looks very excited, whatever you're saying.
Depending on what
so
happened
much.
in that void space,
Yes.
what if Ashi didn't have to remain in these forms? What if Ashi could be a Yuan-Ti? Or some other humanoid form?
Do you mean what the implication is?
I am wondering if that is something that he possibly had, and something he could possibly have again.
I mean, I don't think so, but from everything that I've learned while working with Ashi, it almost seems as if he is restricted to certain different forms.
Certainly, now he is. I'm wondering if he always was. Because if he wasn't always, then there is the chance that he isn't stuck this way forever, if he doesn't want to be.
True.
If that is the case, it is far beyond our comprehension.
Yes.
Such a thing is, well, a matter for the divine.
Well,
She kind of leans forward and gets this weirdly stoic face. What if what happened to me is what Mother regrets?
That's what I'm thinking. She could only save one of us. Type of a situation.
or if this is not going to sound great, or if it was done intentionally.
This had to happen.
Be down the line, then her gift to me would be you, and we could protect each other.
Think about it. I go in you and you get more powerful.
Mm-hmm. This had to happen at a certain point, and she made a choice of which brother lived.
That's slightly fucked.
It's actually more than slightly fucked.
It's incredibly fucked. Yeah.
All right, sorry, it's more than I said.
A whole lot.
A decision she made that I would hate her for. Well. We'll talk about that at a later date.
She was right to worry, though.
She was very correct to worry. You guys, like, Zahl is crying. Zahl has tears running down his face as he's...
Sunshine just wraps an arm around, I think, Zahl and Ashi.
Yeah, Ashi kind of... there is, like, a little bit of a... He's not exactly sure where it's coming from, but there's a...
Oh.
Demi summons Bims in the hopes that Bims will comfort Ashi.
Lands on Zahl's head and, like, bops Ashi.
Yeah.
If it's something for the divine, then maybe it's something that can one day be achieved. I'm willing to work for it. If it's something you want, Ashi.
But I
mean... I don't know. I don't dislike what I am. But maybe there's more. This is all really new.
Yeah.
Something to think about. We're not here to pressure you to make some sort of decision.
You're fine just the way you are if you'd like to stay that way.
Plenty of time to think on it. I'm pretty sure the only one who could do something like that is Sophia. Ooh.
And we still need to go get her.
Yeah, she's a big statue underground. Oops.
Oops. Do you think Seth is actively holding the chains?
Probably. I don't know.
Wasn't the statue supposed to be like her, like the little statue that you had? Wasn't it 2 pieces?
I mean, we don't know what the back piece was, but we can assume it's Seth.
Mac, you said that they
Or
were
an anchor.
Or a what?
Bless you.
Could be one and the same. The thing is called the Ostis Anchor, and the one corrupting it is Seth. Probably made
As
himself
my
the
mom
anchor.
used to tell me, it's a lock and a key.
Exactly.
This is really complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's the first step, boys?
Mech's kind of standing and goes, this seems deeply personal. Should I?
It was personal 20 minutes ago, but you're far too in now. So
Yeah, I should have. I am so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Ah.
Mech, welcome to the family. This happens too often in our lives.
We
What?
trauma bond. Not this particular thing, just like other things that Salvator didn't always look like that.
Oh,
He actually
Josh,
looked-
I'm so sorry.
What happened?
I just saw the stream do the
The flicker.
color thing it did last
The
night.
flicker, yeah.
So
It's back now.
we
might
are
wanna-
back. It didn't crash on us, but you know what? We are at the 3-hour mark, and this does seem like a really good time to end, given that we've seen technical problems with this. So I'll give you guys a few more minutes, but we're gonna kind of push towards the end
Push towards the end. That's fine.
Sorry.
because I don't want to interrupt this awesome scene.
I don't want it to
absolutely.
get cut, too.
Yeah, I don't want to lose it.
Right. We meet with resistance, and then we take over a nation. The two
Not a
rightful
nation.
heir- Well,
Take over an empire, for sure. Not a nation.
taken over by its two rightful heirs.
I'm flattered, but I... don't think I
Not
have
you
the-
at all.
Yep, sorry.
Not you at all.
Forgot.
Ashi's being like licked by Bims. It
Oh,
doesn't
Bims.
register.
No, it just... Come here.
All right. So we rest, wait for these merchants to decide
Yes.
how they want to negotiate with us.
They'll sound for us soon, I'm sure, and we can go from there. What are your
Decide
objectives?
what lies we want to tell through our bus.
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
What are your objectives with the
Cobra.
merchants? What will we do?
To gain allyship.
How are they helpful?
money, information. They could also help spread lies or gather more to our side.
Have them do that thing where we send them over cathedrals throughout the jungle. Limit their forces.
Huh?
And
That's
then...
our best bet.
The spread of misinformation.
And then we kill Zahl parents and maybe Seth.
No, we kill Seth and then maybe my parents.
And free
All right,
Sophia.
reverse those then. And then free Sophia if you're feeling up to it at that point, because...
No, she'll be free.
Okay.
Gee. This is like a Parker not remembering. Did Morton tell us what the visions were?
He told you
Yeah.
exactly what...
Zahl's vision was standing in front
Yeah.
of Sophia, holding the anchor, and
And
smiling.
smiling at the fact
And
that she was in
smiling at the
chains.
fact that she was still there.
Mhm.
I
60 episodes of plenty!
Demi would remember that probably.
Those ones were
I
pretty
wasn't
raw.
there.
Yeah,
Those
Demi
were
and Zahl would
important, yeah.
likely...
Yeah. I don't think it happened with me. Maybe or not yet, but do you remember the thing Morton said in the forest forever ago?
It's been in my head since you said it.
Right. Does that feel any more inclined to do so now?
I mean, no, but the thing that I'm scared of is I don't get the choice.
Ah.
Because the other thing that I didn't really, well, necessarily talk about was when I tried to clear the anchor on my own, I got angry. And it's not like normal mad. Like, I felt it boiling inside of me. My blood felt like it was boiling. And it wasn't me. It was something in me. So,
Was Oshi with you when you did that?
no, just by myself.
Then maybe keep him with you.
Yep, that's what I'm planning.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
But
Sunshine literally
it, Bims.
paints on their arm.
oh, Bims, stop! No, the tear's gone. You can stop licking him. Bims.
He's feral. He's...
He's been out the whole
She's
time.
just like, come here. Cute.
You're
No,
in trouble.
he's
Like
not
it's
in
a-
trouble. He could never.
But we should get some rest before this meeting. Right?
Like it's a cheat sheet for the meeting, Sunshine paints on their arm. Learn about Elven Seth, blood, magic, and how to undo.
Yes! Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Love it.
How long until the meeting?
They were going to send for you. They said a couple of hours, so you've got a little bit of time here. It has been since they left, probably all said and done with the spell and our boss and all that stuff. God, a lot happened today. About an hour of your time, so they could be fairly soon. But I think that is a really good time to call today's session as you settle down with a plan in mind and preparing for this meeting with the elders of Narsaban. And with that, my friends, we're going to do some quick announcements, chat, and then we will raid into another D&D channel, so stick with us, okay? In the meantime, let's do some announcements. That starts with me, doesn't it?
Yes.
It does.
Hey,
That's
huge
fine.
shout out to our wonderful partners, Soundtail. They make all that cool ambiance happen, and we love them for it. Oh, so good. Soundtail is available for you to purchase. The link is in chat. You can get over there, get a copy for yourself. We highly recommend you do so. Parker, over to you.
I'm here to remind you that we're affiliated with Found Familiar Coffee. If you'd like to taste Initiative, you can use the code or the link in chat for 10% off of your total order. You can also use that same code over at Crafty Gamers. They make wonderful immersive D&D things, including a fun set of candles called Aromas of Adventure that I really, really enjoy, so make sure to check them out. Our wonderful theme was by Arcane Anthems, who makes a lot of free D&D and TTRPG music for your settings that you can find on his Patreon. To you, Sean.
I would like to thank all of our fantastic moderators for our channel. Specifically tonight we had Mithril, Warlock, and Community M in the chat. Very much appreciate you guys for keeping our chat nice and safe, keeping up with all our fantastic announcements. You guys are amazing, and we cannot do the stream without you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Woo-wee. Okay, guys, thanks for sticking with us. That was some heavy stuff. We appreciate you all very much. We will be back for stuff very soon, I'm sure. Wednesday?
Are you talking about our next program?
Yeah, our next program.
Wednesday.
Thank you, Parker.
Wednesday,
Thank God you're here
yes.
for Ever's Changing Reading. So we'll see you.
8 p.m. Eastern, correct?
Whoop.
Whoop,
Yes.
woo! Okay,
Yeah.
stay with us for a raid, and bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye now. Bye-bye.
Peace out.